Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone, for episode 303 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing, recorded live from western, northeast, South Dakota. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
303, Tommy. You know what that means, don't you?
303. Shush, girl. Shut your lips.
Is that somebody's area code then?
Denver, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where that band's from.
Okay. What is that band?
303.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
She wants I forgot what the hell that song was called. They were kind of hot for a minute there.
For a hot minute.
In like 2010.
Yeah, what is that song?
The one is, shush, girl.
Yeah,
shut your lips. Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips.
Yeah.
I forgot what else they had, though.
Can you say that? Do the Helen Keller?
I don't know. I remember at the time being like, wow, it seems kind of this. That might be borderline. I think now would be very borderline. But they did it.
Yeah.
Never trust. Yeah, there you go. Don't trust never trust Yeah,
okay.
There you go. There we go. Discord coming in clutch.
Yeah. 303. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. That is exactly what this means. That's our special guest is that musical group. We have the lead singer on the line. Let's see. I wanted to read an ad, but I want to lull you all into not realizing that this is an ad.
Oh.
I just want to casually mention here today something about Texas Power Bars. This isn't an ad. This is just me casually mentioning.
Just some freeform thinking.
Yeah, I want to tell you a story, actually, that happened. It didn't really happen to me, but it's just a story that I like to tell. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At that time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them and calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. Does this feel organic? Like this is just
very
okay. In 1979, Buddy bought his first.
Is this like your manifesto you're reading me?
Yes.
I got this idea I've been working on for a while.
Yes, I just have to get this out finally. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing his known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more, check them out at texaspowerbars.com. Go by their deadlift bar, power bar, squat bar, their new enormous squat bar, their all-American bar. That's kind of it's kind of a Swiss Army knife bar.
American Army knife bar.
Yeah, that's actually a better example. They have all the different finishes, the black zinc and a bunch of different sear coat colors. So check them out, texaspowerbars.com.
I was thinking the other day, Tanner. That's just brace yourself now. How do you think the people of Texas take a lot of pride in knowing that their state was named after a power bar?
That's a really good point. Yeah.
And it was such a radical move that the only state to follow them was Ohio. Decided to name their state after a power bar as well.
Right. That's a really good point. It's interesting that they did decided to name the state after the barbells.
Yeah. But when you
I never thought about it before.
Yeah, when you do have such a rock, people, it's just the word Texas. Like people don't realize that. Yeah, it was on a power bar first.
Right.
But it just, it just has such a nice ring to it that it does apply to a state pretty well too. So
yeah,
you don't actually think of it that way. It's just a word you say, but you don't realize what came first.
It's kind of funny. Funny thing that that's a thing people have run with is like, we'll name it after the state that we're from.
Yeah. But I don't think of it as like Texas. I don't think of it in that way for some reason.
Right.
It's just like, it's a word to describe, like same thing as like the Ohio Power Bar. I don't necessarily think of the state of Ohio.
Right.
When I hear the Ohio Power Bar.
Yeah. It transcends it, doesn't it?
It does. Just like the Dakota Power Bar.
Coming.
That's in deep R&D at the moment, right? The Western Northeast South Dakota power bar.
Quite honestly, Buddy already figured it all
He
out.
did.
Why try and
Yeah, all the known issues have been taken care of.
You can't
so-
outfox a fox like
No,
Buddy.
you cannot.
So here we are for episode 303. We have a number of topics. Actually, we really didn't talk about our topics ahead of time.
Actually,
did we?
now that you say we
usually
didn't
do
mention
that,
our
dude.
topics at
Yeah.
all. So
We're in luck though. We do have some topics here. I wanted to lead off with something that's a bit of a follow up from prior episodes.
lead off with follow up. I got you. Okay.
Ah, yes.
Really working the timeline there.
Actually, let's back this up. There's one issue with where we're at right now. We're not high enough.
Oh, whoa.
Let's take
Should we
this-
get lifted here?
Yeah, let's take this higher.
No. No.
Did you hear that?
Okay.
That's 10. Okay, it's now safe to
There we
move about
go.
the podcast cabin.
Yes.
We took it up to 10,000 feet,
Yep.
which we haven't done for a while, so probably good to revisit the rare air up here at 10,000 foot. Do you feel like you have a better picture of things right now?
I think so. I'm seeing pretty clear.
I do have a better picture of things. So we'd been talking a couple episodes about the 2 space, 1 space. That's been put to bed,
Yeah.
but just to kind of this thing kind of reminded me of that thing, sort of thing, is where we're at here.
Okay.
The Oxford comma. Are you familiar with the concept of the Oxford comma?
Yeah, it's a song by Vampire Weekend. Did you know that?
No,
Oh.
I don't. But that's an interesting.
So the Oxford comma, that is
yeah.
the comma that goes in front of and, correct? Or not? Am I getting this wrong?
It's the last comma in a series,
Okay.
which is almost considered optional typically, whether you use the Oxford comma.
So like in this case, it'd be like Tommy, Tanner, and Ryan. Does a comma go after Tanner?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
that-
you said before and yeah, and yes.
I would-
yes.
yeah.
So, and I'm just thinking of in my head as the last comma in the series of commas, basically. Yes. So yes, that is correct. That is what I'm talking about. We're on the same page with the Oxford comma.
So should I give my opinion on
Yeah,
it? Because
yeah.
my opinion, and I'm probably 100% wrong, and I have no idea what I'm basing this off of, is I don't use them.
See, and I always use the Oxford comma.
Do you really?
I do always use it. And from my little bit of research is we're not dealing with the single space, double space
Yeah,
debate
I
on
don't
this.
think this is
The
a stylistic debate.
It is kind of stylistic in the way that like it's kind of dealer's choice
Oh, is
for
it?
the most part
Really?
on the Oxford
Okay.
comma. Yeah, it really is. The one, I use the Oxford comma. And I was trying to find reasons that you should or shouldn't.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that I could find to support either argument actually was to support the use of it. Is there is potential situations where you don't use it that it can make things confusing. So I wrote down a sentence here.
Mm-hmm.
I love my parents, Lady Gaga and Humpty Dumpty. If you don't
Yeah.
use the Oxford comma,
Yeah, so there it's, are your parents Lady Gaga and Humpty Dumpty,
Right.
or do you love all of those people equally?
right,
Yes.
right. And if you use the Oxford comma, you know for sure what that means.
Yes.
But if you choose not to use it and it is really a list, it's confusing to read that way.
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying. I saw a meme like this like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And that did make me question my thought process on the Oxford comma.
And I'm not saying that's the be all end all. That is just the one kind of example that I was like, okay, that's a reason to use the Oxford comma. But then you could say, well, do I only need to use the Oxford comma in
Right.
that
That
rare,
one-
that very
unique
rare
scenario.
unique
when I'm talking
scenario.
about my parents, Lady
Right.
Gaga and Humpty
And I'm
Dumpty.
sure there's other alternatives of that same scenario. It's not just saying my parents and then two things. There's probably some other.
Yeah, you
but
could
it's still
say
pretty
my siblings.
Right.
And
My siblings.
it only is
yeah.
it matters in sentences where you're
Yes.
talking about your family.
My siblings, Kyrie Irving and the Jolly Green Giant.
Louis Simmons.
So you're not very you're not strongly opinionated.
I
on
don't
Oxford
care.
comma.
I do notice it when people use it because it does seem odd to me.
Yeah.
Because most people don't. I don't think most people do use it.
I honestly don't know that. I do always use it, and I don't know why. But
You'll
I always notice when people don't use it because I do use it.
You'll
so
have
I
to
always,
listen to Oxford Comma by Vampire Weekend, Tanner. It can be like your little theme for the Oxford Comma.
I know nothing about what that genre even is. I mean, I have ideas
that
just
was
based
kind
on
of like this is also like kind of 2010s-ish. It was sort of that indie, kind of lighthearted indie sort of indie. That's what I would say. It's a delightful little song, I guess.
Okay.
There we go.
It's a hot little number. So that was my kind of grammar.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm glad you brought more of that to my attention. Just thinking of music here, actually, Tanner, Meatloaf has died today.
R.I.P.
So now everyone can say, where were you when you heard Meatloaf died? And they would say, yeah, it was on the Massenomics podcast 5 days after it happened. His name was Robert Paulson, right?
I don't know. It's Meatloaf to me.
Did you ever see Fight Club?
Oh.
I
thought the number one rule is you don't talk about Fight Club.
No, I said, did you see it? Wasn't talking about it. I just asked if you saw it.
Yeah.
Did you know he was Robert Paulson in Fight Club?
No.
Pretty sure he was.
Okay.
I don't think I'm making that up. I hope I'm not making that up.
I bet you're right. I just don't know well enough.
Yeah. Pretty sure it was. Yeah, well, when I Google Robert Paulson, the first thing that comes up is Meatloaf. So
do you have a pic?
Yeah.
I never knew that was Meatloaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I know that, he's the guy with the man boobs,
Yeah.
like that he's talking at the support group.
Uh-huh.
I never knew that was Meatloaf.
His name is Robert Paulson. His name, that was Meatloaf.
Wow. I definitely learned. That's much more important news to me than the Oxford comma.
Oh,
I
thought maybe you knew
was
that.
Meatloaf. I mean, I definitely know that guy. I didn't remember his name is why that I tripped up on that, but I did not know that.
Wow.
I had never put two and two together that was Meatloaf.
Now you know. You can't be the only person.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No, it ain't. Okay. I am very thirsty, so I'm going to hand this to you. I think we've already done this flavor like 1,000
I'm just
times.
extremely thirsty.
I am too.
I'm damn near parched.
And now, Tanner, I want you to just hang with me.
Oh, that's good.
Just want you to hang with me for a second here while
That's
I just kind of
good stuff.
spit some ideas out. So I want to talk to you about
This is a polar, just so everyone's clear though, a polar
lime, which someone in the Discord said that the orange vanilla was not a good flavor. And I took offense to that because that's one of the best flavors.
I like to call that one the creamsicle, right?
Which it totally is, but we're going to talk about the Strength Co, Tanner, and the go-to plates of Massenomics Gym.
I've been waiting for an opportunity to talk about the Strength Co. I see a hat right over there that says the Strength Co.
I do.
On it. Yeah.
I keep it right there. It looks at me while I work, so I always stay focused. I just think, what would Grant Brogy be doing right now? He's probably making something in America, so then I get back to making something in America. But the Strength Co, they've been making plates since a 2020 major iron shortage.
I remember.
Were you there?
I was there. I was there.
Do you remember where you were at?
I was there.
Uh-huh. And since then, they've been making the go-to plates with their... boy, if I could read.
Well, and he's got
innovation, adaptation, and can-do attitude. They brought about the greatest plates made in decades.
Now they've added to the lineup. They've got, of course, the 5s, 10s, 25s, 45s. Those were kind of the flagship weights. And then they added to the equation the 1.25s and the 100s.
There's 1.25s?
Yep.
Do we have any of those?
No, but I actually talked.
Okay.
Small world. Coincidentally, I talked to Grant today, and we do need to get some of those. And we talked about it. But he's also not fully spilt the entire can of Cool Beans, but he's alluded to the fact that maybe there is another product coming in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know for sure what it could be. He said possibly it's between other things, but I don't know. I'd hate to speculate on where
I'm guessing
it falls.
the Strength Co shake weight or hula chair is finally going to happen, right?
I think that's it. But we'll just stay tuned throughout 2022 and see what comes of that from the Strength Co. But the products that, we do know that they have all those other great made in America plates. They're e-coated. I love them.
Machine and e-coated.
Yeah, they're the go-to plates of Massenomics Gym. Absolutely. It's not just a catchy slogan. It's true.
It's the real deal.
Yeah.
You can get a pair of your own Strength Co plates at the Strength Co.com.
Gym members always say like, the go-to plates. Like I rarely lift and someone doesn't say something about the go-to plates when I'm there.
It's just the way it is. It just rolls off the tongue.
Yep.
Okay, Tanner, I have a little game for us.
Oh,
And when I say us, it's a game for you, and I will host this damn thing.
all right.
Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so this is a game unlike any game we've ever played before.
It's not the game we've been playing the last couple of weeks.
No, it's not actually. I didn't want to turn this entire thing into a game, so I had to cut one game from the list. So this game made it because this game has to happen because we are going to play the Massenomics 2022 prediction game.
Oh, we better hurry on that game. Then,
I
right?
know.
Because
That's time's a ticket.
still
That's why
January.
this one had to happen. So what I have done here is I've made a list of predictions. Or I've made a list of statements that could potentially happen in this year. And it's
Okay.
your job to decide if they're either true or false.
So are these
And-
factually going to happen, or is it my job to decide if I think it will? Like, am I kind of guessing?
It
or-
could. Some are Massenomics related. Some things are powerlifting related.
Okay.
And you just have to decide if it's going to happen
so
or
some
not.
of it might just be my
And-
opinion.
Yeah. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this list to December. We're going to revisit this in December, see what happens. So we're going to see. And so I guess
See
I'm going
how
to
I
play.
did,
I'm going
but-
to play along too, actually.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll see who got the most right here. So we're going to check back in with
I
ourselves.
like that.
Are you ready to do
This
this?
sounds like a fun game.
Are you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Okay. First statement on the Massenomics 2022 prediction list. The Arnold will happen.
The power of positive thinking, I'm going to say yes, it is going to.
I am going to agree with you, Tanner.
Yep.
So I'm marking that as a yes for Tanner and Tommy.
Which we're maybe like 6 weeks out from right now.
Yeah. We've talked about this. Well, I think we've talked about this actually on the podcast multiple times because of all the people that we talked about the Arnold a couple weeks ago. But
Yeah.
whereas a month or so ago, you and me thought 100% without a doubt,
Yeah.
it feels maybe like it's more like 60-40
Yeah.
now.
I think that's what it is. It's 60-40.
But I'm hoping that this wave that's currently taking over America is gone by then, which I
Yeah.
think it will.
Yep.
So I think we'll be okay. Plus football and everything else in the world's happening. No one seems to care at all.
Right.
So, okay. Arnold is happening. We're in agreement.
We're in
there.
agreement.
Next one. Dan Bell will set an all-time new world record.
I believe he just announced he's not doing the ghost.
Oh, he did? Oh,
yeah.
I missed that.
But he is doing meets later in the year still. So
yeah.
it's
Well, that's why I
kinda-
thought we'd get an answer on this one pretty quick. That's where more of my surprise was there.
I think he's going to do a meet in a UPA meet in Iowa, and maybe a meet like that has favorable judging.
well,
not
plus
to
he's
say that
back
he needs it,
plus he's
but-
back in the home territory. There's
Right.
probably some secret power there.
some secret Iowa power. So the question is he going to re-break his world record?
Yes, well,
his
Dan
world
set-
record total.
Yes, will he set the new world? Well, yeah, will he re-break the all-time world record?
I know. I would hate to say no because Dan listens to the podcast. Also, I just kind of think he will. As long as he does 2 meets this year, I'm going to say yes, he's going to.
I'm going to agree with you too.
Yeah.
That's the power of positivity there,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay, we both have a yes in there. Next one on the list. A successful 1,000-pound pull will happen in a full power meet.
So we'd be talking about Jamal Browner or that, is it Dan Grigsby?
Yes, yes.
He'd be a likely candidate, of course. Or
I don't know if you saw tonight, but Jamal, did you see that?
what did he do?
Like in the gym was
YOLO?
pulled like 1,065
No.
with straps, and it looked
Like
pretty easy.
Yeah.
This one is
I'm
hard.
gonna say it. It seems like it. I'm surprised it hasn't happened the way that I see these things. But just because how hard it does seem to be to actually put it together, I'm going to say no.
That's the way I was going with this too. Is because at first I said a 1,000-pound pull will happen in a meet. I'm like, well, that doesn't narrow it down because 2 1,000-pound pulls happened in a meet. They just weren't successful.
Right. No, I don't think we'll see someone break the 1,000-pound full power, but it'll be a big deal when somebody does.
It will, and I'd love to see it happen, but I think it's just so hard to do unless you're going to take kind of token attempts. And
And that's not.
inventions.
I'm not really counting that. Like you need to I don't think so.
All right. Next on the list. Massenomics will be involved in a meet in a way that does not involve having a booth. This could mean any number of things.
Yeah, I guess I might.
This could even mean just us going to a meet, honestly.
Right. Yeah. But you said not with a booth. Yeah, that's the trickier part because a lot of times it's like, if we're going to go, it'd be nice to have the booth.
Yeah. So will we be at a meet in any capacity that does not involve us having a booth? It's tricky.
That's tricky. But there are some things we've talked about.
There are opportunities.
There are some opportunities out there that are pretty. Have we talked about that specifically at all?
I don't know if we have or not.
Well, just to kind of lay that out there, not all the specifics, but there's been some people that have talked to us about not hosting.
And I will say this is not talking about us competing either. This is not in reference to us competing.
Right.
I'm not counting that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I might do that.
I'm not.
This summer
I'm not saying like, like it's basically like, okay, we're going to a meet that we're not involved with as competitors, but we're either there from in some capacity, whether that's I don't know what that might be.
I'm on the very on the fence, but just since I've said yes on everything, I'm going to say no on this one. But I'm very on the fence. I'm very 50-50 on that.
I'm gonna split with you then. I'm gonna
so we have a differing.
No, Tanner. Yes, Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And someone, potentially there is opportunities out there for us to go do commentary on some big WRPF live stream events this year. Would be a big deal for us. I mean, we've obviously hosted 300 plus episodes of the Massenomics podcast. That's a very different thing. You know what? I think we've talked about it too. If we're going to do that, we'd go into it from kind of a professional perspective of really wanting to do our homework and really do a good job with that. And we could potentially do it and make it work. We just don't know. It's a big time commitment and there's other issues there, but it's also an opportunity. You know, if it goes well, we already know we have the opportunity where we could do a bunch of them. It's just, whether or not we think it's the right fit for us. You know, do we use that time and can we do other different cooler things with Massenomics, or is that a really cool opportunity?
Yeah.
You know, so we don't know. That's kind of up. That's in flux.
A lot of balls
right
in the air.
Yes.
Okay.
In flux.
Next one on the list. Massenomics will have a booth at 3 events this year.
That's the number. That's a good number to use.
You know, I tend to be the person that sets the odds in Vegas as well. I'm so good at picking numbers.
Because if you said 2, I'd be pretty sure to say yes. But with 3,
because we're saying the Arnold's already happening, so that's one off. So then it's like in the next 10 months, are we going to do 2 more events?
I kind of heard the showdown's not going to happen.
Really?
Well, I kind of heard maybe I don't know the specifics of it, you know, the Kansas City showdown that we went to, but maybe at least not through that particular promoter. I don't know the details of that, but because that could very well be one that we could make a habit of going to.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to say no.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say yes.
But also I'm not it's not a strong no. That's just my.
Yep. I'm saying yes.
Okay.
So we're getting some. Some separation here. Okay, next one. Buddy Caps will be on the podcast.
I'm going to say yes to that one.
I'm going to agree.
I will spill beans that's certainly in the works. We're hoping to make that a reality soon. So, but also it's not positive that it will happen.
Not.
But
I'd be very disappointed if 2022 ends and Buddy Caps has not been on the podcast yet.
Yeah, hoping to get Buddy Caps on. Working on John Berzink. Hoping to get him on soon. Omar.
He can finally read his own ad and fulfill the prophecy.
There's not much I would like more than to get Buddy on and to do some fun things with his ad and stuff like that. Like that would be awesome.
It'd be great. Yep, that would be amazing. Okay. Next one on the list, Tanner. Massenomics will break 44,000 followers on Instagram.
Break how many?
44,000.
44,000. No. I'm going to say no.
What are we at? Almost 40
We're
right
at
now?
like 39,700.
So that'd be 4,300.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't want to say no in the way like I don't believe. Wait a second. There are other a couple other factors there too.
I'm saying yes to your no.
Yeah,
right now.
because so what is the just say it's 5,000 more.
It's not 5,000 more though. It's 4,300 more, right?
Right.
Over
That's
the
true.
course of
Yeah, you're
this
right.
is almost,
yeah.
This month's almost over, so it's
right.
over 11 months.
months.
So that's
Yeah, there are additional factors there at play
Yeah.
too. Just for the sake of us having different, because it's not I don't think it's like a perfect easy gimme the way that Instagram's
no,
been.
it's tricky.
Yeah.
I still think that's a bit of a stretch. That's
Yeah, I'll say no. Yeah.
okay. I'm more going yes on that one just to be opposite of you.
Right.
But that one's 50-50 to me. Actually, it's probably more in your
I would
favor.
certainly like it to see more.
Yeah.
I would love it for it to be 50. Mm-hmm. But it's just a little bit different
real
ball
battle
game than
these
what
days.
it used to be.
Okay. Massenomics will hit 400 podcast reviews.
Well, we're at the question would be
Oh,
500.
shit, 500. You're right.
500 podcast reviews in this year. We're at just so we're on the same page. We're at 410 now. And we're talking Apple podcast reviews. We're at 410. That would leave 90. It really depends on how long it takes us to get to about 480.
Yeah.
Because there's
even like
always
470.
Yeah, there's always it's a kind of a sludge to get to about there, and then they zip by. Oh, I'll say yes. We'll hit 500.
Okay. That's what I thought too.
I think yes. And you guys can all help us make that one come true by going and leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And seriously, use someone else's phone. Like, this is a joke, but also serious. Like, grab your wife's phone and give us an extra 5-star review, or anyone else's phone and give us an extra 5-star review, because that does help in like lists and algorithms and all that crap. Like, I have noticed the extra when we get a good number of reviews in a relatively
Quick
period of time, it bumps us up on things. Yeah. So yeah, leave us a review.
Big Alex, he did say that he believes the key to getting to 500 reviews will be getting 90 more of them. And
it's actually really smart.
It works out perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll slightly along those same lines then. Massenomics will get to 280 Spotify 5-star ratings.
What are we on there?
Isn't it
now,
like
140?
Oh, is it that high?
I think it's in the 130s.
Okay, I'm going to change the number then. I'm going to say 300 Spotify ratings. 300 5-star Spotify ratings.
Yeah, I think that's going to get hard. I think we're kind of taking up the low-hanging, we've been sucking up the low-hanging fruit on that a little bit. I just want to check and see what the number is for sure. It is 137.
So that'd be 160 more of them.
Yeah, I'm going to say no on that one.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you.
But go leave us a rating, not a review. It won't allow
one's
a
a
review
really
yet.
easy one to do.
Yeah, all you do, just search Massenomics on Spotify, 5 stars.
Yep.
Boom.
All you do, you just hit the 5-star button.
Yep.
Okay. We're getting into the home stretch here, Tanner. Last 3 questions. We will have 42 guests on the podcast this year.
42.
52 weeks in a year. That means there's 10 weeks without a guest. And when I say 42, I mean at least 42.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say, yeah, we'll do that.
I think so too.
That's, it could be around that number, though. I think that's a reasonable number. I know we were more than that in 2021, but also we were really hitting that hard in 2021. I don't know that our number will be as many as in 2021, but probably over 42.
Okay. Next one. This one's almost a conflict of interest because it's directly in your power, Tanner.
Okay.
Tanner
I love conflict of interest.
Tanner will use his unboxed pair of TR lights.
Oh, no way. That is not happening yet in 2022. Just look, I've been thinking about those because there's been some conversation on the Discord about the TR lights and stuff, and my box of them is somewhere in my wardrobe closet that I can I see the box, and I was actually thinking about pulling them out just to look at them the other day.
You're like, I don't want to let the
I would
dirty
love
air
to get those.
them.
I would love to start wearing those, But the second I start wearing those, the clock is ticking on those,
Yep.
and like,
Then you got to hope 6 years from now someone's came up with something.
I know. And so the ones I have now, I think I've made last for 6 years. They're still in pretty good shape.
Yeah,
I only wear them at the gym.
Mine are too.
They don't look new anymore, but I don't know that they're materially different than when they were new.
Yeah, I think if anything, the soles have just gotten thinner, which is actually a win.
I know. I would like to bust out the fresh, shiny new ones, but I am not doing that in 2022.
Okay, well, that might be the only lock on this.
I may go until I'm like 40 even before that would not be out of line.
No rush.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. This is a 2-part question. 1, will we still be podcasting in December of 2022? And 2, will we remember to go over these in December of 2022?
We will be podcasting. I'm almost just like completely certain of that. Will we remember? It's easy to say yes right now, sitting here like, oh, how are we going to forget about that?
Oh, Tanner,
But
we're remembering. This to-do is getting pushed out to my to-do list right
okay.
now.
Well, in that case, then I'll say yes.
I have no worries about this happening.
Okay. So it will then.
Right here, December 14th. It's on the list. Move, go.
Mark
It
it.
just like went in the time capsule.
Okay.
Sweet. Wednesday, December 14th. That's the Wednesday. That's when we'll be recording.
Okay. Yeah.
Wednesday before.
Probably, right?
Yep.
I liked that game. A lot of it was pressure, but then again, that's something future me has to. The results of that is something future Tanner has to
the
deal
beauty
with.
of this is like in a day we'll forget what we answered to all of these.
It'll
And
be
we
like
we
it's a
just
time
go out-
capsule.
We just
isn't
go
it?
out and live
Yeah.
our lives, and we'll decide it. Really, we thought
Yeah.
that 11 months ago, huh? Geez, what were those guys?
Have you ever done been a part of a time capsule before? Did you ever do that in high school or anything like
I'm
that?
trying to think of maybe like in elementary school we did one.
What do you think happens to all of those? Nobody's following up on those.
Here's
are
a
they?
really funny thing to think about. Like my elementary school just got bulldozed to the ground
Right.
a month ago, and they dug. There was so much groundwork. I'm sure they were just digging up like time capsules. If they even got found, the machines
just
are so
get
big.
destroyed.
Yeah, the machines are so big they probably just make huge piles of stuff. And
Well, all the teachers are not, like
And
they're
those
eventually
teachers-
go and they're
let's be real, a lot of
yeah.
those teachers are dead now.
Right,
so-
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yep, they just get recycled into the ground,
Yeah.
never to be seen again. Wow, never really thought about that actually.
Yeah. I have a little sack segment. Did you want to I think we got a couple minutes here. We could dig into a sack.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's not even a little sack segment. It's a big old sack today. So big, it's in a box.
Oh.
Dig in a box. Okay. A lot of cool stuff in here.
What?
We'll start off with a little bit of that.
Obsidian candy pane.
Yeah.
Brutally festive smelling salts. Oh, there's a gingerbread man and a candy cane on here. That's how you know it's good.
Yep. And then next on the menu,
Hype dust. Absolute classic. Staple of any gym, you could say.
next on the menu is the card that I should have read first. And it's from Big Travis. He said, "Here's a little something for the gym. Thanks for all you do. Spicy air."
Very nice. Spicy air.
Now, take a look at this.
Whoa!
It's the little quart, looks like the little quart of oil.
Wow. This is a little quart of oil. Nitro high octane smelling salts.
I actually
You can't really see the packaging is really cool for this.
It is really good.
This is really cool packaging.
I love that. It's awesome.
It is just like a miniature oil quart bottle with like this little test tube off to the side of it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty dope. I forgot we do have a what's in the can actually too.
Oh, geez. The good
So
times keep
I don't know,
rolling.
you don't have like a cup or something because we could both partake in the what's in the can then.
is it a single
It's just,
can?
yeah, there's one can.
I can go get a cup when you read the ad here.
Yeah,
quick,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then we can do that.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, this is the well packaged
Very cool.
WITC. Okay.
God, Obsidian just kills the packaging
I
game.
know.
They are just on their
Yeah.
stuff.
You think that's good? Wait till you see this.
Oh.
For the drink spotter.
Yeah.
So it's the Obsidian Ammonia Bottle Buddy is what you're holding right there. So
Uh-huh.
that which fit it. Look at this. Read that.
Nearly 100% compatible with the Massenomics drink spotter.
I love how it says it right on the packaging.
I think it's nearly 100% compatible.
Yeah. So what it is, it's an insert that goes into the drink spotter that then holds the obsidian ammonia and 3 ampules in there. But one problem with that is then you no longer can hold your drink in the drink spotter.
Oh, there's an easy solution to that. Oh,
ta-da!
yeah.
That clips right
The
onto
cup
the
holder.
side of the drink spotter.
Yep.
And then you can hold your drink again, which I love that because
Yeah.
I love the thought process
Modern
here. So
problems require modern
so we
solutions,
create a
right?
drink spotter. He creates the insert, so then you can use ammonia for the drink spotter. But then you no longer have a place to put your drink, so you add an additional
cup holder to your cup
off
holder.
the side of it. Yes,
The other option is just to buy a second drink spotter too, which we won't fight you with on that one.
yes. So you have the red bottle buddy, and right here I have
Oh,
a
sweet.
black bottle buddy.
Black one.
And the beauty of these two, probably actually not as far as we're concerned, but maybe as far as some people are concerned, they are magnetic on the back of them, so you could actually use it
Okay,
independently.
that's what I was wondering if that's what that was.
You could use it independently of the drink spotter. However, I would not recommend that. It is almost always compatible with the drink spotter. So
That is the preferred method of
yeah.
attachment.
And even he's got
Yeah,
the
the thing inside, the little
Travis
etching.
is a man that does not skimp on the details.
Oh, no.
Does he?
I love it. I love it.
And he'll be right next to us at the Arnold too.
Yeah.
So it'll be exciting.
Excited to finally meet him.
I wonder if he just sits around and smells smelling salts all day long.
You know,
He's like,
what if I'd like to
yeah.
think, you know, this is funny looking at the note here. His handwriting is really nice.
It is
And
really
my
nice.
wife was down here the other day. I had
Who?
a different note from him. My wife. And she goes, whose handwriting is this
Yeah.
and why is it so nice?
Yeah, it's like, what woman is this? Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, he's just got nice handwriting. I like to think kind of though that maybe actually Lou Nutter is secretly just Travis anyways. You know, he ran the Obsidian booth because he actually is the owner. It's just not a mystery.
Right, yeah, Travis is
It's just
like a secret persona.
Lou Nutter is it's his Fight Club thing.
Yeah, right. He doesn't even really.
Yeah, he doesn't even know who he is.
Yeah, mole nutter. Someone said. Who is the mole? So we'll hit this. What's in the can? Maybe in a little bit. Or
Yeah,
should I read?
in like a minute here?
Okay.
But either way, Obsidian Ammonia, they are the real deal. Go check them out. If you want to support us while also supporting them, you can get the Feel the Burn.
Yeah,
ammonia
we
on
still
our
have some.
website.
Yeah, we have Feel the Burn ammonia left too. Yes, go get some of that. And ultra super cool topical news here. The week that this podcast comes out, we're hoping to see a restock of the Drink Spotter being back, so you could purchase a Drink Spotter to throw in your bottle buddy inside.
We said supply chain, not anymore.
We said get fucked, supply chain. Massenomics is here.
Was
Look at Scance's. He has a Drink Spotter with the bottle buddy off to the side, and plus the accessorized
the cup holder.
off of the Drink Spotter. So he has
like a 3-banger there.
yeah.
That's really cool. But he ain't got one of these. A nitro.
Nitro.
Amazing.
Good stuff.
Okay, Tanner, you're going to read one more ad?
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a cup. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Speaking of things that are real good, I wanted to tell you about Fusion Sports Performance Supplements. Do any of you out there know what's in your supplements? If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. They offer 2 pre-workout options. There's the Super Soldier pre-workout and the Mad Titan High Stim pre-workout. Both have proven ingredients at their full clinical doses to maximize performance, increase muscular endurance, improve focus, and get you that much sought-after pump. They also have Healing Factor post-workout, which combines BCAAs with a full serving of creatine monohydrate and other great ingredients to help maximize your efforts in the gym, build muscle, and recover fast. Then, of course, Fusion's Whey Protein Isolate. Not only does it taste great, it's got 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, low or no carbs. It doesn't contain any sort of gluten, and it won't cause any stomach discomfort. Available in vanilla ice cream, chocolate of some sort, and frosted cinnamon roll. Most orders are shipped within 1 business day, and Fusion SP prides itself and its products. They all come fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net. This is the most important part. Take notes on this. Use discount code MASS, M-A-S-S, MASS. It'll save you a massive 20% on your entire order. Use discount code MASS.
Very good.
All right, did you get a cup then?
I got a cup.
So,
And you know what cup I went with.
oh, he got a little silly.
It's a special limited edition 300 cup.
Okay. The movie. It's
300
got
the
Gerard
movie.
Butler on it. Yep.
I got a Coca-Cola in this in the theater.
So I guess I
15
want to
years
like
ago.
not spoil. Like I want to not know what's going on here.
Yeah.
And this isn't chilled.
Oh, well,
But-
whatever. Yeah, we're going to find out
Yeah.
at some point. So
Might just have to move this a little bit
Yeah.
to not have paper.
it's
on it.
wrapped. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wrapped just like so. So Tanner's got to position the. There we go. Oh, yeah. Well, it's clear. I know that. Okay. And it is bubbly. And it is fruity smelling.
Ooh, it smells real good.
See, my taste buds are kind of tainted after this lime polar.
I'm getting cherry.
Yeah. I was gonna say strawberry, but I think you might be right.
I'm getting. I don't think I'm getting cola though. Are you getting any cola? Can we rule cola out?
I think you can rule cola out. It's hard when it's hard when you go from a cold lime to kind of a room temperature not lime.
I'm not getting any secondary flavors that are popping out to me.
Yeah, I could go with
Doesn't-
straight up cherry here.
I don't feel vanilla.
I don't think there's cream. Like it's not. Yeah,
Should we find out
yeah.
what we're dealing with here?
Dive in here.
Oh, it's a pounder.
Tall
of
boy,
bubbly.
cherry bubbly.
Cherry bubbly. Grande. It's the grande
Wow.
bubbly. Have you ever had a grande bubbly?
No, don't get those around these parts.
Must be a Canada special, and it is
Yeah.
in France.
Yep, limited edition French can.
Yeah. Very good. So we were right.
Good call.
We were right.
Good call.
Yeah, it's got all the French nutritional facts on it here too. All
That's how
right.
you know it's good.
Double fist and bubblies over here. It's a party.
No one can slow us down on this Friday night, Tanner.
Ooh, special Friday.
I don't.
night
Have we
edition of
ever
the podcast.
recorded an episode on a Friday night?
Not many, if we have. Not many, if we have.
Big Keys in on the party there.
He's rocking the cherry bubbly. Well,
All right.
Should we get Big Frank the Tank on the horn?
Yeah, I think so. Do we say bye to the Discord, or do they stay on?
I'm guessing they don't want to stay on for this. They probably want to listen.
They've probably got
Yeah,
stuff
they want
to do.
to. They want to.
Supporting the supporting
our
members.
supporting members.
Jeez.
Let's do that first. Let's do that first.
Good thing
real
they're
quick.
paying attention
Yeah.
for us.
Good. They have to be around for supporting the supporting members, and then I'm assuming they want to get kicked off after that. Good call on supporting our supporting members. Okay, so this segment is supporting our supporting members. One of their newer segments, recurring segments to the podcast. It's where we show a little love back to those that have showed love to us, to our supporting member crew. It's also been called our Discord crew, our unpaid interns. They go by many names. The important thing is they're good people, and we want to let them know that we know and we are noticing the good things that they're doing. So if you want to become a supporting member, it's real easy. Go to our website, go to our shop. There's an option there, a product on there that's supporting membership. There's a few different levels. All of the levels get you some great benefits, and all of the levels actually get you access to our exclusive Discord community. There's discount codes, some other stuff there. So we'd love to have you join the team. It's a very active community, honestly.
Very active community.
The activity level is super high. So if you like activity, if you like active communities, it's probably for you. So supporting our supporting members. Number one here is Big Steven Rose, Waffle Iron Gym. He came in second at a strongman competition, which qualified him for nationals.
That's awesome.
So congratulations, Waffle Iron Gym, on the nationals qualification. I'm not sure if he said if he was going to take if he's going to take that up and compete at nationals, but doesn't matter. He qualified, and they can't take that away from him
You
no matter what.
take a qualification away.
Okay. Then next, supporting our supporting members, Big Joey on the Discord right now. A bit of a spoiler alert, I guess. If you're listening to this live on the Discord, this is a spoiler alert. If you're listening to this as it comes out, it's already happened. Big Joey is getting married tomorrow. So,
and then he can say, "My wife."
That is the number one reason that people are getting married these days.
Yep. They said Borat memes are pretty hot.
Yeah, he's like,
in on the
gotta
party.
strike while the iron's hot. So, congratulations in advance to Big Joey on tying the knot, and Morgan, Big Joey and Big Morgan on tying the knot.
Big milestones.
Yep.
That is something, something to be excited about.
So, could everyone please give Joey a big "my wife"?
Big round of my wife.
Yeah. Yes, my wife.
Well, congrats, guys. Those are all very awesome.
So, congrats, everyone. Now, on that note, should we kick off the Discord and invite Big Frank?
All right. Yep. There's not enough room in this room
not for both of them.
This many people. So, bye, Discord.
And hello, Frank. Hopefully.
So far, so good.
We got ringage.
Hello?
Big Frank, is that you?
I hope so.
All right. Just the guy we were looking for.
Oh, shit. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you, Frank?
I'm good, man. I'm just fucking here chilling, working.
Are you making some shirts tonight?
I finished about an hour and a half ago. I was fucking doing decals with my Cricut. Little stickers and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I saw you had some decal packs for some window decal packs for sale there.
I've become a stay-at-home mom with my Cricut now.
Yeah, that's a look that fits you pretty good, I think.
What's up?
That's a look that would fit you pretty good.
Dude, I mean, it works. I used to sew. I used to do sewing patches and shit. So, I mean, it's level up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
We're pumped to get you on, Frank. We've actually been talking about it and wanting to get you on for a while now. You've kind of did we talk to you live before for a couple minutes on the show? Maybe. I think
so. I think it was for like a quick live thing. Like,
yeah. And then of course there was the episode that you took over with the Saw style Talk Boy podcast takeover. Yeah, and that was some of the most epic stuff that we've had go on at the podcast, honestly. That was one of the cooler things that we've ever done. I can't remember the episode number, but if you're a fan of Massenomics, you've heard it. It is
like 60-something, I think.
Okay. So, yeah, we're pumped to get you on for real, and the reason we kind of waited is we have had an idea of a collaboration for a while, and finally this week we got to get it out there to everyone.
I know, and it came out pretty cool, too.
Oh,
so I was pumped about it.
Yeah, like we knew pretty... I mean, after you sent us that, it's like, yeah, Lift Evil shorts have to happen someday. So, like, on our end, we knew pretty early on, like, what we wanted to do. But then we're like, God, what's Frank going to do? Like, he's got his whole vibe, and he's got all types of ideas. And the first time you sent over that artwork to us, like, I remember I called Tanner, I'm like, dude, did you see what Frank sent? Yeah. And we were, like, so jacked, awesome. Like, oh, that's so amazing. Yeah, we were really pumped. So, yeah, those the art turned out awesome on those.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like I had in my head for a while, and I knew exactly how I wanted to do it, and I just haven't done it. And you're like, "Hey, man, how's it going? Any idea when we can do it?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck, let me draw it really quick." And I drew the sketch, and I was like, "Oh, this is exactly how I wanted it. Sweet."
Yeah.
So I'm happy that it came out cool.
Oh, it is so freaking cool.
And Lift Hard, Live Evil is like perfect too. Like, it fits in there really good.
Yeah, and it's cool because I don't usually do words on art, so I had fun with that. I mean, I just did a canceled Natty Culture shirt, but that's a whole different me just talking shit.
Oh, and then I love the details of you added in like the little worm versions of all of us. That is so cool.
That was you got to thank Alex from Kind of Fact.
Yeah, he told me. Company. Yeah, he told me he had that. That is so sick. That it turned out so cool too.
Oh yeah, and I had was it the hair, and then I put the hat on there.
Oh, they're perfect versions.
cool.
They look like all of us.
Yeah,
you know,
there's
like
like-
no question who
Yeah.
we're talking about there.
Yeah, dude, that was a pretty fun one. So, a really funny thing with when I was doing the hijacking, I had a buddy working for me at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I want to send these guys something. I want to send like a." I think it all started when I wanted to just send you guys a banner for your gym, right? And I wanted to do a 3D print of the couch,
Yep.
and I'm like,
Yep.
I was like, "Oh man, I just want to send you guys something cool, but I can't just be nice the whole time. I gotta
Right.
fuck with you guys."
All right.
So then my buddy was like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" I was like, I don't know." And then I was just thinking, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna steal their golden goose," and it was your shorts. And then every day it was me thinking of something more to add to it,
It was
And I think
ridiculous.
Yeah.
dude. And it ended up becoming, I was like, I think they're gonna be really mad or really excited, but I'm going all in.
Oh, it was awesome. Even like, yeah, you did the 3D printed of our chairs, and they had the cock and balls on the bottom of it. And
I remember you were like, "Oh, did he get that done, or did he 3D print that himself?"
yeah, that's it's so funny. My 10-year-old still gets a good kick out of the wiener on the bottom of the chair.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, that ended up being great. Yeah. So Tommy and I were talking too, like, I don't know, I guess where to start into it, but kind of wondering your background. Like, you mean you didn't always own Lift Evil?
Oh, no way.
So what were you doing prior to that?
I did animation, like VFX and video games and movies and commercials and shit for about 12 years. So I went to like art college, and then I did animation, and then I was teaching animation at a college too, part-time. And it's cool. You get to do cartoons and shit, but I got really tired of it because I ended up getting into like a supervisor position for like team leading. And then it just became all politics and like overtime with no pay and commercials I didn't like working on. And I got tired of, I haven't drawn for years. And I was like, I'm making cartoons, but I'm not doing any of my own stuff. And then that's when I started getting into lifting, like 7, 8 years ago. And I was like, oh, I went through all my metal shirts. I have no more shirts. I was like, oh, I think I can draw something. And I knew how to screen print. So I was like, oh, we could fucking make something. And that's kind of how the whole thing started.
So how did you know how to, why did you know how to screen print?
So, I mean, I did it in college. And then my brother had a little business of his own. And then we had a little itty bitty screen print, which I still have here. I still use one of them. I just expanded it a lot. And we've had it in the basement. He was using it for his stuff. So we were able to just go down there, throw a shirt on, throw a design on, and do it. Because we had like the whole like ghetto home setup anyway.
Yeah. So have you, because Tanner and I were talking, you know, like lots of people have ideas, and, you know, you can now, like it's so easy with computers and phones and iPads, like to get a design put together on something and then be like, okay, I need to get this printed. But like finding people that actually know how to print shirts isn't the most common thing in the world, you know?
I still don't know how to do it. I mean, it's one of those things. I think I started like learning how to do it when I started the brand. And I did everything also hand drawn. All my original designs were hand drawn. I refused to go digital. Only to transfer it, because when you print, you have to print it to film. Mm-hmm. So me scanning all my artwork was the only time I went digital. I'm like super old school, like animation wise. I love 2D animation, but I was in 3D animation. So every time I would teach kids, they're like, we want to learn 3D animation. I'm like, no, asshole, you have to learn 2D animation and learn the basics. So it was always about that. So then I would draw, and then I had to learn how to scan it, and it just became a thing over time. I mean, it's like lifting, you know what I mean? The more you do it, the more you fuck up and the more you learn, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then it just expanded from there, and then we were like, oh, let's buy more equipment. Well, let's buy used broken equipment and deal with that for years. So that's kind of how like the whole printing thing started.
You do you feel like you're, because to us, like we know enough about it to know that it's way more complicated than like it's way more of an art, and there's way more to it than what some people think or what it might seem like. Like, do you feel like you're still like, are you legitimately still learning stuff on that, or like, are you
Every fucking day.
Yeah.
It's one of those things now where I want to transition into like an automatic press because I'm still manual. So it's still like I have to spin the thing, but every print is done by hand. Every stroke is done by hand. Every color is done by hand. So I don't have like those big automatic presses that do it. So I'm still trying to fine tune my craft. And then the big thing was when I moved warehouses recently, I had to tear everything down. So I was like, oh, let me tear down the entire print presses to nuts and bolts and rebuild it. And then when I rebuilt it, I realized a bunch of shit was off and unleveled, and I was doing this wrong and that wrong. So, you know what I mean? You kind of like learn as you go. And then I'm just trying to be like, you ever watch those videos on YouTube of like those mastercraft artists, like those old school guys, like making swords and shit? And they're super like, they're super attentive to everything they're doing. It really becomes something like that. Like when you start printing a shirt, you have an off print and you're like, why is it off printing? And you have to like go through the whole machine and try to figure everything out. And so every day you kind of learning something new.
Yeah, that makes my head hurt, like thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't have to deal with that part. But mad respect to you for that, Frank. That's
Well, I mean, it's easy for dudes to, like dudes like us to think like, yeah, we should really take that part on too, like, because then you make that much more margin and stuff like that. But it's crazy how much, like, it's not as simple as being like, yeah, we'll just spend the money on the equipment and then it's just, you just do it.
Yeah, you just do it.
Right,
you have it, you do it. Yeah.
I've been thinking because I want to do an auto press and start like my own custom printing thing.
Yeah,
but that's too far down the line. But I was realizing it. So printing by myself, like I'm doing a lot of work that a one person shop should not be doing one person, right?
And then I have to manage a lot of work. Yeah.
Well, you literally do everything.
Yeah, I draw. So I print and do all the business stuff and pack orders and emails all day. And then at home, when I get home, after I unwind, I have to draw. And then when I wake up at 6 a.m, I draw. Because you got to get on top for the next release. Right?
Right. It never ends.
It is. It's an endless cycle.
And what sucks is the printing takes so much time, but it gives me so much freedom. I don't have to send an order of 100 shirts. I can do 2 and test.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I have everything here ready to go. If I wanted to make like I'm trying to do a new, I was trying to do grip shirts, right? And I waited forever to get this. It didn't work out, but because the ink was different. But the fact that I can just, like a cricket, I can just set up stuff, see if it looks good, fuck it, move on. If not, go with it. You know what I mean? So the freedom, and then also the freedom of not having to print a full run for a release. I can only do half and then see if it does good or not, and then finish the other half.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
But then the back end of that is if I have to print for the Arnold, which I hated, it's like printing 1,000 fucking shirts in like a month on top of getting a whole new release going and then doing like that's just too much work.
Yeah. We're in the prep stages of that right now. And after looking at like the order we put in and thinking of like doing that ourselves, be like, oh, no way, man.
Yeah.
I do not envy you guys this year. I love that you guys I might go just to like hang out. But if I'm still solo working, I'm never doing the Arnold again by myself.
Right. But if you go, definitely come, or you should come hang out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm just gonna be hanging around there, just fucking. Hey guys, what's up? 5 minutes later, hey guys, how's it going?
No, we're gonna be like, hey Frank, do you want to come back and stand back on this side? And like, hey, here's the POS system.
Hey,
hang on to this for a minute. Yeah.
All right, I'll be like, I know what you guys are doing. You know what? As long as you call me a booth babe, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, you have to wear booty shorts.
I did that.
Yeah.
I have a picture.
I know,
dude. Okay, here's something really funny, just really quick. So when I first met you guys, I was like, these guys are fucking tall. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, and you're not a short guy though either. Yeah. How tall are you?
So this is where I'm getting at. When people think I'm 5'7", people think I'm a short fat fuck. I'm like, where do you get this? But then when I see you guys, I didn't think you guys were going to be like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, especially like at the, around powerlifting meets and like some of the bigger powerlifting meets or something like the Arnold. That is a thing. A lot of times I'm like, I did not realize how short some people are.
Oh, God. Yeah, you don't realize how short anyone is. Like, you just...
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. They're fucking short. They're little. They're like super tiny, too. We're like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
So-
damn. Yeah, that guy is a solid 180 pounds, but even at that size, like, it doesn't look that big.
Right.
Oh, my God. Yeah. When I realized that when I did the first Pioneer meet and I went down there and I got to like meet a bunch of people, I was like, oh my God, life is different in real life. Like this is not it there.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, when you don't always have that camera looking up at you all the time.
Boosts are kind of a fun, like, what's your, we're talking about the Arnold, but what about your thought on just in general setting up booths and stuff? It's a lot of work. There's a lot that goes
I
into
love
that.
it.
Yeah.
So my brother did before I started this whole thing, he had his own thing. It was like his own art stuff. So he would set up at markets here and there. And I would help him do holiday markets and this and that. So like the whole booth hustle or like vendor hustle,
Yep.
I was very aware of going into it. Like I knew all about the swipe and all this shit and how to set up and how to, like, I guess like I didn't do it like in a concert sense, but I did it like in the market sense. So there's something you get from being with meeting new people at a meet that you'll never get online.
It is very true.
Oh my God. Like you can connect online, but in person, it's so much better because then they'll recommend their friend and this, and then the word of mouth spreads so much more, I guess, more genuine.
Yep.
It's more genuine in person.
Well, people are like, "Oh, this dude's actually I like this guy."
Yeah,
now.
well, that's
like,
what we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten like lifetime customers out of just the few in-person
because you get to
things
meet them in
we've done.
person. Then like, I actually like these people. Like they're
Yeah.
like, yeah,
They're not just some dumbasses that
Right.
just sit and make memes all day and
Right.
don't know what the hell they're talking about.
It could be the opposite. Like, oh, these are those dumbasses.
Right.
All day. Like, I'm sure people have met me in person and go, "Oh my God, this guy really is a shit talking motherfucker." But I mean, I also love I've never been in a real band and I've always wanted to be in a band, but I love the idea of just being a road dog and just driving to meets and doing and like kind of just being out on the road and like doing that hustle. Like I respect that shit so much. So I have no problem doing it. It just sucks when you have a bad meet and you don't sell a lot and you have like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
And then you're falling asleep. I have fallen asleep because I have sleep apnea and I'm like, oh shit, maybe I can go another like 50 miles. And then you swerve and you're like, I got to get to a hotel. And like, fuck, I didn't earn enough for a hotel. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, and this just shifting gears just because I'm thinking of it now. You kind of touched on it. You've been lifting. You said maybe you got into it like 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. You're a strong dude. Like, what are some of the lifts? Some of your best lifts that you've done before.
I used to bench 900 pounds.
Not bad.
No. My last meet was 2 years ago, and it was a 1720 total natty. So it was
that's great.
650, 445, and then like a 620 deadlift. I did a strongman meet a year ago, and then I tore my calf and my finger pretty bad. So I'm doing a meet in May, and I'm actually going to go wrapped for knees. That's going to be cool. So I'm hoping to hit maybe like 750, 775.
Nice.
Yeah, that's huge.
I just got work done on my shoulder yesterday. I had a really cool physical therapist, this guy called Mad Max in Jersey. And I can't bench. I have something like an impingement. Like if you've seen my lifting videos, I haven't benched in almost a year because I feel like every time I go close to my chest, my shoulder is like, hey, buddy, you want to pop right now or you want to pop later? So I've been doing overhead stuff. So I just benched 407 for 3 the other day. So I think my bench will be back.
Yeah.
And then my deadlift will maybe 750 and then the pop bicep and then we'll call it a career.
Does running Lift Evil make lift like does it get in the way of lifting? You know, is it hard to do what you want to with lift? Like, do you ever feel like, I could probably be a lot stronger, you know, if I wasn't, didn't have this job
Doing
that
so
I
much
do
other
like
stuff?
18
my
hours a
God.
day. Yeah.
Dude, I think between the end of October and Christmas, I lifted 6 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then every time I'm a dumbass, I'm like, let's go in for a PR, baby. And then I hit a 700 rep squat. I was like, whoa, I haven't done this ever. And I call it the Dan Bell method, where you only squat 4 times and you're back at 1,000.
Yeah. That is the damn.
That's all you gotta do. You
method.
just gotta take a lot of time off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it sucks. Okay. So one of the dudes who like, I'll forever look up towards is Dave Tate.
Yeah.
And I asked him once on one of those questions, and like, this is the best answer he can give. I asked him, I was like, how do you balance lifting with your business? And he goes, I always had to focus on one. And when I focused on one, the other one struggled. Right. And he goes, he hasn't figured out the answer. And I was like, damn, that's fuck. I was like, I wanted an answer, but I guess that's it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if like right now I'm trying to get back into prep and I'm serious, but I'm like, I can notice a dive in art and in my artwork and like my time for drawing, because I have to lift like 3-4 hours a night, because that's how powerlifters lift, right? So it's hard, man. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people can get sick and then fucking live sick and then be like, yo, man, I just did a 25-hour shift and drove 9 hours and I'm here squatting. Fucking,
I know
what the fuck?
dude. I don't get it either, because for me it's really hard, because like Tanner and I, we both lift at noon, and a lot of
You guys
times,
got kids and shit.
well, yeah,
Right,
so you
right,
can't go at night, so you have to go at noon, and which is fine. But then that means like I'm leaving like work right in the middle of the day, which is nice to get a little break, but also like I'm like so focused on work that it's hard to just
Shut that
100% shut that off
Oh, yeah.
and be like, no, we're just gonna lift and have a good old time for a few hours. It's like, no, I gotta lift, I gotta hurry, get this done fast, go home, I gotta shower, I gotta eat, just so I can get back to working. And it probably sounds like I'm complaining, but it is hard to.
That's life, though.
Yeah,
It's
and
hard.
it's because like back in the day when we'd go to the gym at night, and it's like, all right, I'm going to be here for at least an hour and a half. It might be 3.5 hours. It doesn't matter. It's going to take as long as it's going to take. It's like, I can't do that now, or I wouldn't have a job.
Right.
So it's so
dude.
hard to balance that.
It drives me nuts, because I see all these people like die young, was it like live fast, die young? I'm like, yeah, that worked for fucking Lemmy in Motorhead, but like, I was like, I want to wake up and not die the next morning, and I have work to do. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't. Oh man, I wish I could do that shit. I wish I could fucking not sleep forever and
Yeah.
just list and be cool and like Instagram famous and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That being said, though, it is really like, I would guess you would agree, it is like really fulfilling and rewarding, like getting to do something that
You're in control of the ship.
right, and it's just like you're not going to enjoy doing everything that you do on every daily basis, like to be fair, answering customer service emails sucks. Like, and I bet you probably agree with that, don't you? Like, you're in the middle of packing 100 orders, you're fucking doing 10 other things, and then all of a sudden you get like these couple customer service emails. You're like, shit.
Here's I have a new motto, or a new rule for customer service. If you come at me like a fucking asshole for my first email, I will refund your order. I do not want your money.
Right.
I don't care how pissed you're gonna get.
Right.
I don't care
Just
how
cut
you're
it
gonna
up. Like,
post on
just
Instagram.
make sure it's never a problem again. Like, just here's your money back. Don't buy anything else.
Yeah, like I get people where like, hey man, I ordered yesterday and I didn't get a tracking email, and this is kind of unacceptable. Amazon is literally way faster. And I don't curse at them. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry I'm not Amazon, but you know what? Here's your money back. Forget it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with that. Everybody else, I'm usually really nice to, and I'm usually accommodating. Like, if, like, I get I'm slow, but I'm like I don't want to complain or give myself excuses, but I'm one person trying to do a lot of stuff, so I am going to be slow. So when it does get like that and bottlenecked and I forget an email for a week or two, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here's an extra shirt or something.
Well, and you want to think like like someone that's buying from someone like Lift Evil, you want to think that they understand and appreciate, like, I am buying this isn't from Amazon. This is from this dude who's literally doing everything in the step of the process. And like, that's kind of like what I'm supporting and what I'm into and stuff. And the thing is, like 98% or 99% of the customers are awesome and get all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It is literally just like the very few.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I feel bad because some of our customers are such awesome supporters. Like sometimes shit is actually wrong. Like we could send a shirt that has a hole in it or something.
And they
like,
almost apologize.
They don't want to tell me because they're like such awesome supporters and stuff. And I'm like, oh no, dude, we don't want to send you shit. Like that's an accident. We want to fix that for you. But
then you get the other person that's like, oh, I realized after I wore this shirt 3 times that the seam stitching, there's a few stitches missing in it. Like, what the fuck, man? And you're like, whoa, okay. Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course the thing is going to fucking magically seal up after you mention it, right? No, and yeah, so my issue sometimes is I mix up orders because I do all orders at like as many as I can at once. And I mess it up. And sometimes some people are super nice and I'll send them the label and they'll ship it for me because they have the other person's order.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And another person's like, well, what do you expect me to do with this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm going to send you a pre-made label. I shouldn't have to be doing this. And then I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? You have the merchandise.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you a prepaid label to send it back to me. You're giving me a hard time. My bad, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate customer service with a fucking passion, dude. Ugh. Yeah, I hate it worse than like, oh my. I don't hate you. I do hate it. It made me hate humanity.
Yeah.
Because I'm not hating my customers. It's just that there's always one thing of a job that brings out the worst of humanity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like customer service is that.
And it's the bad customer service situation.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the good guys. I
Right.
love the good guys.
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm complaining about the people that give me problems, that I fucked up an order. Like,
Right.
no, that's cool. I'm complaining about the pieces of shit that come at me like fuck those guys. Suck a dick.
The bad one, like from my experience, the ones that like someone's being a jerk and stuff, someone's sucking about it. Like I have to just give that time. Like I just have to be like, I'm just not going to respond to that right now. And a lot of times the bad ones, I'll like call Tommy or talk to him and be like, what do you think we should do about this? And I'm hoping he's going to say, fuck that guy. Let's like really show him what,
you always want to choose violence. Like even just stuff on Instagram that I see. Like I always see something and I'm like, I want to troll this so fucking or like if somebody stole a design, because there's a lot of that going on lately, I want to call this piece of shit out. Ooh, I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna be the troll king and fuck this guy's life up. But I learned a rule, and I can't stand Drake, the pop star guy. He has a rule. He has a 72-hour rule. Where if something pisses you off, sit on it for 72 hours.
Yeah.
If it still pisses you off, burn the world.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, fuck it.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good rule.
That is. And a lot, like on those customer service things, a lot of times like we'll think about it, maybe talk to Tommy about it. And then it's like, let's just do whatever it takes and make this dude happy. And like, nobody's going to be able to say anything bad about us. You know what? I'm on a bitching mode right now. You want to know what the one that fucks with me a little bit is when I put a post up, and so sometimes I miss emails or like DM. No, well, not really DMs. I'm always trying to be on top of DMs, but emails get a little hard because everything gets fucking sorted weird. But I'll put a post on Instagram, and someone will comment, "Hey man, I've been trying to fucking do this. I never got a shirt for 2 months. I never emailed you, but I never got my shirt." And I'll comment, "Why don't you DM me?" And then they'll DM me, "Hey, I'm sorry about that comment. I was just trying to get your attention."
Like, you never messaged me. Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you
had my attention?"
Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like when people try to be passive. I guess being an East Coast guy, we're very upfront and brutally honest.
Right.
So when I hear somebody being passive aggressive, I'm like, "You're just being a bitch." When I lived in LA for a few months, I wanted to like run people over. Oh my god, bro!
You know what? Another funny thing I thought of that we've kind of done back and forth, and some of the other brands have done it too, is you'll know what I'm talking about.
I already know.
You explain it, but yeah, you know what
No, go for it.
Yeah,
I think I know.
You'll know. It's like when somebody like not a follower, not a fan, just like some random dude DMs, and he wants to like be like, oh, are you accepting like brand ambassadors? Like, I really want to rep your stuff. Would you be interested in like sending me some shirts or whatever? Which people listening, that sounds funny, and like you'd be like, who's doing that? And be like, I'm not sure who it is, but a lot of people are doing that.
I blast them.
Yeah.
I blast them. Well, so one funny thing that started happening was Jared from Depth Sauna will get him, and then he'll be like, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm not getting any athletes right now, but you can hit up Lift Evil. And I'm like, if I get the DM and if I'm not in the mood to fuck with the guy, I'm like, you know what? Massenomics is actually looking for athletes now. You should hit them up. And then I hope they hit you up.
Yes, and people have before and have been like, yeah, Lift Evil said maybe you guys were and it's just, that is actually really funny. But like it, you know, the balls when I look and then I'm like, okay, you don't even follow us. I'm like, you're not even following us.
Yeah.
Like that is like
I had two.
You know, like that is the bare ass minimum. You're not even following us.
I had this one fucking high school kid, this piece of shit, and he sends the same copy paste email from Jared to me. Hey man, I'm trying to be this lifting influencer. I have a really good presence, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know, how I'm going to fuck with him? I'll be like, well, I'm not a really good judge of influencer characters, so why don't I take your DM and just put it on a poll on my story? And then I'll let my audience be the judge of your fucking potential.
Yeah.
And I'm completely fucking with this guy. Like, whatever. He sent his whole army of high school kids to vote on my thing. And then I got fucking DMs from this high school kids. Oh, hey, you should really fucking have this guy as an ambassador. He's a great kid. No, fuck him.
Well, and you have it too. Like, you have, you know, if you're looking for people to do that, you have like some serious hardcore fans that have like supported you through thick and thin. It's like, well, those are the people that you look to if you're going to like be handing stuff out. It's like, I want to, you know, I want to work with people that have
looking to use someone to catapult him to some.
It's like, I want to work with the people that have worked with us on stuff.
So my whole thing with ambassadors and brand stuff is it got way too crazy, I feel, with everyone having a fucking code. And you have like lifters who have more codes than state records. Anybody can get a state record, right? So my whole thing is I have people who have been following me since year one, right? They've never asked to be an ambassador. Why should I give this person a fucking code and make them feel more special because they have a code than all these other motherfuckers who'll support me till the end like that? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's for me, it's like a loyalty thing. So I don't want to deal with that. I just feel so bad about doing that. Like I was like, I'd rather give all. So when I see people that I know order and I recognize a lot of names, it's like, oh yeah, this guy or this chick, I'll always throw in an extra shirt or extra stickers or little troll heads or you know, like I always do that just on the side, but I never promote or tell anybody, right?
Right.
But I don't want to do the whole ambassador code thing. I was just like, oh, fuck that. And I just like think that's so like unloyal to like or unfair, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
so
we don't get into the code thing either. Like even the, you know, the lifters that we do some stuff with, we kind of, I don't. And also, like, so then what do? You just mark up the price of every one of your things that you own by 10%.
It's either, to make that work, you either mark all your product up, or now we take a hit, and now we have a less viable business all of a sudden, which doesn't help.
And then I've noticed when I've talked to a lot of brands, when somebody gets a code, even if it's like a new lifter, you notice the usage of that code drops like 80% within the first month anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, so I don't know. And then I'm also like, I don't have any athletes right now just because I know I don't have the time to properly like help them.
Yep.
On top of, so I feel unfair having an athlete and not being able to like put in that time. But I'm really, and I love that you guys, like all the guys that you have, they genuinely love your
Right.
shit and fuck
That's
with your
the
stuff.
only people will do stuff. Like that's the baseline criteria is like number one is you have to like actually think our stuff is cool
And, like, get what we're doing.
Right.
Like, how many times do you see an athlete join another brand? You're like, dude, you just jump ship from this brand to this brand after you won a big meet and you took all their money and now you're on this brand and taking all their money. You never wore this other motherfucker shit. Fuck you. I hate that shit. It's like a disloyalty. I can't stand it. So
Yep.
fuck those guys. Fuck those really strong motherfuckers.
They ruin everything.
Yeah, right. And then they put pressure on you too, because people ask me all the time, like, "Well, why don't you have athletes?" I was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to deal with it right now."
Yeah.
So
yeah. That totally.
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
something we talk about
Yeah.
every so often, but yeah, it's not just like the easiest obvious answer to do something.
nah.
A couple things I was thinking I wanted to ask you if I think this is a fun thing to ask. If there's two questions here, if there's one piece of advice you could give to someone that told you they wanted to start a an online clothing business, what would you what bit of advice would you give them?
Don't be a fucking bitch, and you better learn how to work hard. Like you know how they say, like, love what you do and all that's like,
Right.
that's cute. That's really cute. And you're going to love it because obviously whatever, like I love to draw, so I'm doing this, but that only goes so far until you like, I've seen so many, and I've helped them. You could there's a lot of people around, like they'll always ask me and I'll always help and always give advice, but it's up to them to do the hard work. And it's hard. Like I'm sure you guys have been through it where you're like, fuck this stuff. Right.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can feel like I'm like, there's only more things on the list all the time. And like, nothing's like, I'm doing more and more stuff all the time.
It
are
just
there
feels
positives coming
Yeah, it just
back?
feels like the treadmill's speeding up and we're going nowhere. Either that
So
or
the
like
way-
there's a brick wall and you're just running into it over and over and getting
Right,
nowhere.
right.
So when I was still full-time in animation and I would do commercials, like, like the Massenomics guy, the new guy,
Yeah.
I made him
Oh,
for
awesome.
my team. And then we were doing like the Clash Royale stuff, like that fucking video game, the commercials.
Yep.
So we were doing that stuff, and then we were having like 100-hour weeks. How the fuck am I going to work on this and then have a 100-hour week? So I came up with a rule from day one where I can never go 0% on Lift Evil. So every single day, I have to put in at least 1% of effort.
Mhm.
Even if it's rewriting the list of shit I didn't get done this day for the next day, it was like I had to stay consistent and at least do one fucking thing for this brand, because like you always see people take a day off and then the next day they take a day off and then it snowballs.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel it's like that work ethic or that work etiquette and that just like hustle is what people people always underestimate when they try and start their own thing. Because they'll get crushed under it, and you just got to work through it. I think that's like the hardest thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just don't realize that, like, if you're actually signing up for something, it's like, this is kind of forever. Like, it's not like, I just take like, whoo, that was a tough month. Like, all right, we're going to pump the brakes for like 3 weeks here. It's like, you just lost all your momentum if you do that.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Oh my God.
once you sign up for this, it just doesn't stop really.
Yeah, and then when I started paying rent for my first shop, that's when I was like, I can't fucking fuck up right now. I'm full time.
Right.
It's like I'm nonstop, and it's cool. It's kind of motivating because you get like wow, I have my own fucking space. I got my drums next to me. I got fucking all this cool shit, whatever. You know what I mean? But you have to work for it, and sometimes it's like you don't clock out 24/7.
Right.
You'll take a shit.
Even
and you'll get a fucking
mentally,
deal.
you don't clock out though.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
ever?
no.
Because like you're always you're never not thinking about something about it either. You know.
Or you get away to try and not think about it, and then something pops up,
Yeah.
and the whole ride home, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that,
Yeah.
and then like, oh no, but I gotta do this, and then you start snowballing into everything else you tried not to think about for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So you just gotta take the way I do it now is because it is my own thing and I am committed to it like 24/7, but like if I go home to draw after dinner or after the gym, I can take a little couple hours during the day and relax because I know I still have to work at night. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to just like let my time be a little bit more free in the sense where like I know I could put the hours in later, but if I want to relax right now, I'll take a fucking nap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll stress about the nap, but I like I have to let myself do that because I can't work 24/7. Like Christmas time and Black Friday is like, bro, you guys know.
Yeah,
It just feels like it's an endless to-do list of just even planning alone.
Yeah,
is-
it starts a long time before Black Friday.
Yeah.
You know, starts
I
a long
literally
time down
have
the road.
October
Yeah.
set for hell.
Yeah.
October, and then you know how like you have like a little like, oh, this project's going to be 2.5 weeks. I take a red line and I just scratch October 1st all the way until like the 31st of December.
Yeah.
Hell. It's great. It sounds like we're complaining. I love doing it. I love having fun. But of course you got to complain about it because that's
It's
like
true.
stress.
That is true. It is weird. It's a weird thing, like how it's so fun and so enjoyable, but yet it's still
it's
work.
like,
and, like-
but it's like any job like you work that you're like, oh, I like that job, but it's still also fun to complain about it
right,
a little
right.
bit.
That's true.
You got to, or else you're just gonna be fucking in it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Oh my god.
From
So-
the art side of it, you obviously make
Mm-hmm.
some really cool original art stuff. I'm wondering, is there any like artists that you really dig or are into, like anyone that I would have ever heard of or maybe even not heard of? And also, like, is there any like kind of classical artists like that's just like way off of the kind of stuff you do, but that you're into?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I went to art college and I had to study art all 4 years of college. That was like one of like art history was like a requirement.
Yeah.
I hate modern art. I hate abstract pointillism, Mondrian, I guess, like the fucking splatter, the little toilet seat, and you call it whatever.
The banana
I
peel
can't-
is it the
Yeah, man. Dude, I remember I fucking I was struggling for an art class one day and I was trying to do this design and my roommate woke up and he goes, oh, I didn't have anything done. He made a peanut butter jelly sandwich and I swear to you, he fucking stapled it to an art board and brought it to class. In class, I threw it out the window. I was like, no, this is not it. You cannot do this.
Yeah.
And then, but like, okay, let's see. Like, I love Renaissance. I love Dürer. He does a lot of etching. He was from the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love like obviously like Michelangelo, Da Vinci, all those whatever guys.
Yeah.
I love Rodin, the sculptor Rodin. He has a big museum in Philly. He's like a modern classical artist, I guess you can say. Old guys. Oh shit. I don't know the name. I love medieval block art. Like when they would do the newsprints and it's lithographs, so they carve out on wood.
Yeah.
And then they do ink block. I have a couple designs I want to do because I'm trying to get back into the more traditional stuff. I love that stuff. New age stuff like Todd McFarlane from Spawn is my favorite artist of all time.
Yeah.
The guy who did Hellboy, Mike Mignola, he has like a balance of like really detailed art, but he simplifies it to like simple shapes. So that's really cool. It's not modern art. It's just like very simplified, I guess. I don't know how else to say it without sounding like a hypocrite saying that I hate modern art. I'm also really big into film. So I love Hitchcock.
I was going to say like Alfred Hitchcock, that sort of thing.
He has a thing where, because I study film, right? Like animation. So I ideally wanted to be like a director and that never panned out. So, but I loved his concept of his idea of finishing a movie is in the storyboard stage. Anything after is like boring to him. So it's like making layouts, setting up the scene. And I would study his storyboards for hours, man. That was my shit. I love that stuff.
That's cool.
So-
That is really cool.
What's the classic movie where it's like the person's across the alley through the window watching
is it Rear Window?
Yeah, is that what it is or something?
Oh, I don't
Secret
remember.
Window or not Secret Window? That's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I think it's Rear Window, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, it's like
Is it?
they watch a murder from like across the,
Yeah.
and then the person across the street sees that the person saw, and like the dude's in like handicapped in a wheelchair and he can't like run away for when the neighbor comes over, and like I think that's a pretty classic.
I've never
example.
seen
Yeah.
it. But
Okay, do you know what I'm talking about?
I know.
or-
Oh, I knew he.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It definitely has left my brain.
Okay. Okay. And I don't think
Sorry.
it's Hitchcock, but it's kind of like, up that alley. But I remember that specifically because in college I had to take some.
Rear Window with Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay, maybe it is Alfred Hitchcock. then.
Okay.
And is Alfred Hitchcock Birds? Is that his too?
Yeah, I was just
and-
about to say he.
Yeah, Birds
He
and
did Birds.
Psycho.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's cool.
I love that stuff, man. And it's it sucks too. Now I'm not trying to talk shit, but I'm gonna talk shit. Everybody now is a fucking videographer in Instagram. Like-
yeah.
When you want to film your lips or whatever, everybody has the same fucking shot, up down with the squat, slow zoom in. No shots are centered. No shots are like I'm looking at like a cinematography.
Oh, you're talking about
angle.
like the
Yeah.
motivational powerlifting video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
zoom in, zoom out on the face, it's all the same shots, bro.
Yeah, it's talk about this too. It's also like, okay, after you've been powerlifting for like, or any sport for like 5 or 6 years, then it's like, okay, you hit the crossroads and you decide, okay, do I go motivational or do I go different sport? What one am I going? Motivation or different sport?
yeah.
And it's like you
Yeah.
get one of those, and it's like, God, it's
Like you go to different sport and then you get hurt, and then you go back, and then you realize I shouldn't have left you. I'm sorry. I want to see one of these. It kills me that I don't have time to do video for my stuff. Like not even animation, but just to like shoot cool promo footage for my stuff. Because I would make it like really slow and epic and dark and moody. I would put like a squat rack in the fucking woods and make it a horror movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that would be cool. But
Well,
people don't
and
wanna do
different
that.
too. Like that's something that not everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and then people can call me the emo brand,
Right.
which I'm already pretty much there at this point.
Big Frank, we've got this. Also, Frank, how do you say your last name?
Naranjo.
Okay.
Naranjo. It means orange tree in Spanish.
Okay.
So with that being said, I despise everything that have to do with apples.
Okay.
So I have
makes sense.
a mortal enemy with apples.
Okay. So say it again. What is? Say it one more time.
Naranjo.
Okay.
Naranjo. Or if you want to be like the white way, you can say Naranjo.
That's the South
Hey,
Dakota. That's the South Dakota way of
Now
saying it.
you're speaking. Okay.
Frank Naranjo. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I say it like that. When I talk to somebody, I'll gauge like, do they speak Spanish? No, I'm just going to go the white way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna pronounce
So-
every one of these letters to the T. Yeah.
Yeah, Naranjo. It's even worse because my full name is Francisco.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Francisco, right?
Naranjo. It's
Yeah.
like, is that like a banjo?
Francisco Antonio Naranjo. So I'll go all the way in.
That's like the Tanner way of saying it. I feel like that's how I would pronounce it. All right, Frank, we've got this special little game we like to play. It's called Overrated, Underrated. Are you familiar with it at all?
Absolutely not.
Well, you're in for quite the treat then. We've got this special Frank Lift Evil set of topics, and they're, of course, handpicked for you. And you know what you've got, don't you? You've got you've got your druthers. So you get to answer as long, as little as you'd like. It's all up to you. You've got the druthers are yours, and nobody can take those away from you, not even us.
Let's do this.
All right, topic number 1, overrated or underrated? Dr. Evil.
Yo, Dr. Evil is fucking awesome. And mini Dr. Evil is awesome because he's such an idiot. I feel like that is a perfect, like, representation of my brand. Like I want to be evil, but I'm a fucking shit talking troll.
Yeah.
And like I break chairs and he spins around slowly in chairs. I think there's a lot of relationship. And then he's got fat bastard and I'm a fat bastard. So I think that's a pretty oh shit, someone's trying to call me. Yo, fuck you. Get the hell out of
Doing
here.
a podcast right now, dude.
Yeah, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I'm on fucking powerlifting heaven right now. Totally underrated. Dr. Evil.
Yeah. I think it's just
True
true for
mastermind.
Austin Powers movies in general.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. You try and watch that now, everyone's gonna be like, cancel culture, cancel culture, cancel culture.
Yeah.
They're so
They basically
funny
wouldn't be able to
still.
get to make those movies now.
They're
Is the
still
unfortunate
so
thing.
funny.
Yeah.
That's a movie that just lives
Oh,
up. And
that would be funny forever to me. Like I don't. It's never not funny. They're great.
I just had to, not related to Austin Powers, but I had to introduce somebody to my favorite movie of all time is Half Baked.
Oh yeah.
I could like go line for line with that movie, and it's just one of those movies I'll never get tired of. And
I haven't seen
love
Half
those kind
Baked
of
for a
comedies.
long time.
It's been a long time since I've seen Half Baked.
Oh man, that's like one of the best movies. And then because he has the Cuban guy Scarface, it's like just I'm Cuban B. So I fucking I love that movie.
I actually kind of want to watch it.
Yeah.
Is it Half Baked where they're like making a filter? Is that movie or? Okay. I haven't seen Half Baked for so long.
That's the one where they came in and they try to rob the guy's weed and they go, they killed Killer B. Like they killed the dog. And then there was this great eulogy, like Killer was born to a 3-legged bitchin' mother. There's like this whole backstory to this like dog that they found. And it was the dog that they got high with.
Well, I'm gonna have to do my homework and watch Half Baked. I think again.
Dave
yeah.
Chappelle, Jim Brewer.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know Jim Brewer never smoked.
Oh, really? He just played the part that well.
Like that was something like I've never.
Did
so
you know
this is
Dave
cool.
Chappelle never smoked?
What? Yeah. Dude, that was the point. My brother tells me when I went straight to like when I jumped on TRT and shit. He goes, because I've never smoked or drank in my life and I still don't. He goes, man, you just went straight to the fucking needle.
Well,
hey man, it works. It's
like,
good, but
when you say you like, have you like you just don't really enjoy drinking? You haven't. I mean, I assume
I never have.
Have you like drink?
Never.
You've had a beer before, or had a whiskey before, and stuff. You just don't.
Never
like
have.
You never have had like at all.
Nope.
Really?
I grew up in the hood. So everybody was drinking at 12, 13, smoking, doing this. And so later on in life, I knew I had an addictive personality where if I like something, I'm going fucking in, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy I didn't jump into it. What fucked with me was when I would draw and I would listen to like Pink Floyd or like hip hop stuff, and I would draw, people would be like, you can't fucking listen to this unless you're high, bro. And I'm like, no, suck a dick. I want to listen to it. So so the whole I can't enjoy something without being under the influence of something.
Yeah, I don't
totally kind of ruined my. I'm not saying I'm not against. And people will be like, "Oh my god, that's such a good thing that you don't drink." I was like, I do so much other stupid shit. It's just a choice. I hate the concept of being straight edge. Like I hate that term so much. I'm just a fat fuck that doesn't drink. You know what I mean? But
yeah, no, that completely makes sense to me.
But yeah, so no, never drank, never smoked, man. I mean, I've lived around it my whole life, like very closely, but I've never done it. So
I think that's cool. Yeah,
but it's also ironic that that's why Half Baked is like my favorite.
Yeah. Overrated or underrated deathcore?
Bro, fuck deathcore. So overrated, this piece of shit genre of metal. Dude, I'm gonna give a little metal lesson here to all the. I like to call the deathcore fans the deathcorean youth of the future. Deathcore is kind of like this new age of metal where they took the word death metal which is they're trying to be brutal and heavy and technical, and then they took the term metalcore, which is all emo and over exaggerated and just super like cheesy, and I don't know, and they kind of like took all the emotion and none of the brutality and made deathcore. So like everything is super fast for no reason. There's no real rhythm or groove in these sections. Oh my god, I hate it so much. I talk so much shit on deathcore.
Like, what are some popular deathcore bands?
Yo, Slaughter to Prevail can suck a fucking dick. Well, no, because like I always do those like questions where, oh, send me music, and everybody sends me deathcore. All day I'll be getting these, and they know that I can't do it, and then some people don't, so they get really butthurt when I don't like a band, but the thing is, I'll blatantly talk shit on it, right? And then they're like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. I actually thought you'd really like that band." I was like, "Nah, fuck deathcore." I don't know, man. It's like I'm an old school guy, so if something is gonna slow down in a song and build up, right? Like it's called a breakdown. Like there's it's like a movie. There's anticipation. You can feel something coming. You can see the rhythm change, but it's still kind of all cohesive. And then when it slows down and breaks down, like there's actually a lot of like tension. It's very tense. And then when it explodes, it's really cool. And like the whole song is built around that moment. In deathcore, they'll fucking start the whole song with a breakdown. Like there's no anticipation, there's no nothing. And it's just trying to be slow and heavy for no reason. There's no like if you hear old death metal, you're like, wow, that guy's really fucking angry. Holy shit. Like this guy, I want to fuck with this guy. And now deathcore just sounds like a kid who's pretending to be angry.
Okay. I think that
right?
that helps me understand, honestly. That's a pretty good breakdown.
Man. Just trust me when I say deathcore sucks.
So you're saying it's underrated then?
Yo, yeah, right. So underrated, bro. That's the most overrated garbage you could ever listen to. Except for like,
do you have a favorite band?
Yes, and it totally goes against. It's pretty funny because people hate these bands so much. E-Town Concrete from Jersey. They're a local band. The town over from me. They're a mix of hip, because before I liked metal, up until 13, I was strictly hip hop, like old hip hop. That's all I listened to. So E-Town Concrete was like hip hop, metal, and then hardcore. And hardcore is like, I hate punk. I never liked punk, but I like New York hardcore, where it's like you take out all the fast, like punky, and then you kind of make it a little slower and heavier and more like aggressive sounding. So that's my favorite band of all time. And then there's a band from Virginia that you guys might actually love called Clutch.
I know what Clutch is, yeah.
Clutch is like, I will see them every year no matter what. They're like musically my favorite fucking band of all time.
Are they? Yeah. They're fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Clutch is cool.
Oh my God. And every album they change. A fun fact is every concert they do, they don't do the same set list. They change it every day. So a different member of the band changes the set list every day.
And they've been around a while now too, haven't they?
Yeah, like 30 years.
Yeah.
I think. Such a good band. It's like musically, they never get boring. But then another band is God Forbid. They're a local Jersey band. They're just a bunch of angry black and Hispanic guys in a band, and I think one white guy. And it makes sense.
White guy.
Yeah, it makes sense because my area I grew up in is like all Hispanic. So if you couldn't speak Spanish, you really couldn't live in my town in Jersey. So that kind of stuff like resonated with me a lot more. You know what I mean? So, and they're super aggressive. So I was those three bands. It's E-Town, Clutch, and God Forbid.
Right on. All right. You know,
so definitely overrated deathcore.
Okay.
Oh.
It's funny when you talk about the different genres and different sounds of bands. I assume you can listen to an album or maybe even a track or a couple tracks, and you know like what this band fits into. You know what their thing is. Is it deathcore? Is it punk? To me,
I love the bands that you can't figure it out.
Well, then I love all the bands because I don't know. Like I don't know what any of that means. Like and like a lot of people talk about it. I'm not just saying and you talk about it, but like a lot of people know those sounds and stuff. And I'm like, to me, I would not be able to discern like I know what hip hop is, of course, but like when it comes to all the different genres, I would never be able to tell you like definitively what this sound really is.
I mean, but I guess that just goes with what you like. Like I'm sure
Right.
with movies, like if you throw on a fucking Hallmark movie, you're gonna turn it off in like 5 minutes, probably.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just the same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So-
Right. But I like hearing about it. I'm like, God, this like this world that I don't even understand, that I'm like, I just don't know what those genres are.
Oh yeah. I'm being labeled as like the grumpy old metal guy. I love it. Give it to me.
Okay. So you've said you're kind of a movie guy, right? So this next topic
Yes.
fits. Okay. So overrated or underrated? This is a pretty classic movie. I think you'll be aware of it. Trolls, the movie. First of all, Frank, have you ever seen Trolls?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I saw it once.
Excellent. And you are the Troll King.
So
I am the Troll King.
this is right in your area here.
That was a movie I got offered to work on, and I was quitting the industry. And I literally told them, "Sorry guys, I can't do it." I literally could have worked on that fucking movie. I didn't want to.
So
So
like
that's
when you say that, like what so are you doing the like
Like in what
Okay.
capacity?
yeah.
What I did was I went in for animation, so like moving the character around and animating the character, right? What I ended up doing was I love puzzles and I love problem solving. I guess that's why I tried to start my own brand, because I want to fucking fix as many problems that pop up every fucking day, right? So it's like oh, because I like problem solving and math and I love animation. In 3D animation, the step before animation and the step after sculpting and modeling is rigging, which is building the skeleton and the muscle system and all that shit. So I got really good at that, and I got really good at programming tools. And then because of that, I knew how to draw, so I was really good at modeling, and I knew how to animate, so I understood all the animators. So I ended up becoming like a project lead at that point because I was good at all those areas. So, but I was mainly involved with the building skeletons and muscles, and then I had to model a little bit here, animate, fix a shot there, or whatever. So that was like my main thing. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
but then
do you miss doing that stuff at all?
sometimes I do. I mean, like the last jobs I worked on were fucking cool. I worked on the Doom cinematic for that, not the Doom that came out recently, with the one before.
Uh-huh.
I got I hate Lord of the Rings with a fucking passion.
Okay.
Fuck Lord of the Rings and the stupid fucking hobbits and the eagles, but I got to work on the Shadows of Mordor 2 cinematic. And that was at the studio that did Deadpool. So they were just wrapping up the first Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
So I got to see so I miss being in that world. I don't miss the bullshit about like when I used to have guys, back in the day I used to have a podcast.
Yep.
So
Yep.
So I talked a lot about like how artists get abused in the industry, and it's so bad.
I've listened
dude.
to your episodes on that before.
Oh, dude, you don't get overtime. There's no union in the East Coast for visual effects, so you'll work 100 hours a week and get paid just your day rate. You don't get any overtime stuff, and if you don't do it, you can get fired, and they'll just get somebody else to scoop. Oh, it's such the politics of it, and then it's so soul sucking. That's like more than 50% of the time. So I had a rule where I grew up. I was like, if I'm going to choose to do cartoons, I don't want to be driving home from work every day bitching about my job because I'm doing cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Trolls is underrated because I love 3D animation. But it's kind of like that is when I got out. So it's a little like more personal to me.
Yeah.
So would you say Trolls are the reason that you had to end your career? It was just too much.
Oh my God, no. Oh my god! No, it wasn't. I never got to touch Trolls, but I can tell you, there was a Clash Royale commercial for that phone game
Mm-hmm.
where I was doing like dynamics for cloth, like making the cloth move and all this shit. And this one director at 3 a.m. in the morning, like the job had to be put in the next day, and he literally went. They call it frame fucking. He just goes frame by frame by frame to fucking pick what's wrong, right? And it's 3 a.m. and he's frame fucking this shot, and it takes 3 hours to redo that shot, and then we had to submit it in the morning. And I remember him going, "Hey man, frame whatever 57. It looks like there's a little penetration through the shirt." I'm like, "Bro, fuck this." I took my keyboard and just threw it on the sofa. I was like, "I fucking hate this job. I hate you. You're a scumbag piece of shit." And that's like one of my last jobs. I was like, I couldn't take it anymore. And I was just like, I gotta do something else. So I quit that studio, and then I went freelance. And then when you go freelance, you can choose your jobs. So I took a couple months off. And then that's when I had the idea to do Lift Evil. And then instantly I was like, 5 years from now, I'm going full time. Fuck this 3D shit. I got to suck it up. Like, here's another thing. Like, I guess to go back to your question about when people should start a brand, right? You know how many times have you seen somebody start a brand and go 100% in right away, very unresponsibly, and fuck up everything else they had going for themselves?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't do that in the real world.
Yep.
So I said, in 5 years, I'm going to make a business plan, and in 5 years, I'm going to transition from 3D to Lift Evil. I ended up doing it in 2, right? And it was a little more hectic, but you can't just jump from one to the other. You got to learn to transition and embrace it.
I think that is absolutely true.
Right? And I think that's a big thing, because people get so excited to start this new thing that they just ignore their responsibilities of like, you got bills, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, that's the easy part, to like jump to the new exciting thing. The hard part is like being in the suck and really putting the work in. That's the hardest part of all this.
Yeah, so and I guess that helps you really realize what you need to do. But that was around the time where I quit and I turned down a bunch of shit, and then I was like, what the fuck? I just want to draw. Like, the whole reason I started this thing is I just wanted to draw for myself. Because I haven't drawn in like 3 years before I started this brand. So, and then I drew that first Fenrir, that wolf shirt.
Yep.
I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to start this fucking brand. That was the first thing I drew in like almost 3 years. But it was like having a purpose to draw something. And then that kicked it off. And then the next 2.5 years, I went back to work. I was freelance. And I would just be like, before I used to care about the job. Oh, hey, man, I can't wait to see how this fucking commercial does. Like, nah, the second I go to take a shit, I'm on Instagram with Lift Evil. It's like, fuck you. It's 7 o'clock. I'm out. You don't pay me overtime. I'm going home to draw for my fucking t-shirt. Suck a dick. But it was cool because it took a job that I completely hated and gave me the motivation to work through it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good lesson out of it, I think.
Yeah.
When you were doing the 3D stuff, though, did you ever find an opportunity to like work any hidden penises into your work or anything like that?
You want to hear like okay, this is an amazing story. It's a quick one. This explains so much to me about the universe, I guess. So when I grew up and you draw like a little penis everywhere. You're like, hee, that's kind of cute, right? I don't know. You draw a little, like when kids draw growing up, they draw muscles and Dragon Ball Z, and they fucking put penises on everything. So there's also the other aspect of me. Like, I wanted to get into cartoons, man. Like, for me, like I like Disney. I'm not a big Disney guy. Like Beavis and Butthead, Ren and Stimpy, Eon Flux, like all the more like
kind of fringe.
Yeah, like the more adult stuff that really went out there. Like Warner Brothers. Yeah. I loved like Animaniacs or whatever. Yeah, I love those guys.
They rebooted that. Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, I just saw it on recently.
Yeah, they rebooted it.
Like, I'm like, whoa, they're talking about stuff that's happening like right now. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, they did that with
And there's like a Pinky and the Brain. That's part of Animaniacs, so that was in on that too. Yeah.
Oh fuck, I have to see that. They did that with not Doug. They did it with one of the cartoons. Oh, they did it with the Rocko's Modern Life.
Really? I didn't know there was a reboot on that. I would
didn't
love to
either.
see it. It probably is a big letdown, but I would.
It's amazing.
Okay, I love Rocko's. I actually like Rocko's Modern Life, Doug, Ren and Stimpy.
Yes.
I mean, I like Rugrats. Even. Like I love all those like original. Yeah.
Do you know the storyboard artist for Rugrats is the guy who did Eon Flux?
Really?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
But so the Rocko's Modern Life remake is made for people who grew up watching it,
Right.
but grew up.
Right.
So it's made for those kids who grew up. So it's not made for the new generation. It's literally made for them, but it addresses like transgender stuff. It goes fucking hard. But it's incredible. It's like classic Rocko's Modern Life.
That's awesome.
But
Modern Life.
shit. Oh yeah, so this really funny story. So when you grew up watching these cartoons, you're like, yo, I wonder who the fuck are the people behind these cartoons? Because you grew up with these ideas like, you know how there's like a hidden penis in the castle of like the mermaid and shit? Right?
Yeah.
So you're like, there's got to be some really fucked up people behind these cartoons. Who the fuck are these people? I'll find out because that's the path I'm heading, right? So I go to college, and then when I get an animation teacher, it's this one animation teacher who I fucking love. He was a 2D guy, and he shows me 2D animation. Like, I was a really good student. He loved my work. When I got into the last year of 3D, he was working on Little Einsteins, right? In New York. And then he remembered me, and they were looking for an animator. And, oh, hey, you want to come in and do an animation test and maybe get an internship, and this could be your first job, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll come in. I went in, met everyone, and did a test. At the end of the whole like job interview, he goes, hey, you want to see a shot? Let me show you something. And I'm like, yeah, cool. So he's with all the adults who are like seasoned, like 40-year-old, 50-year-old. And this guy was like 50-something years old. He goes, hey, man, let me show you this shot and let me see if you figure it out. And I'm like, okay. And it's a picture. It's a thing with the little Einsteins and a big fucking elephant. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, nah, man, I don't know. Like, is the animation? I was a kid. I'm trying to be cool and pick some animation shit out. He goes, nah, man, you can't see the fucking dick I drew on the elephant. And I lost it, bro. And I was like, ever since then, every time I had a chance to like supervise a job or whatever, I would sneak a dick in somewhere. I worked on a movie where there was this cat, and everyone tried to sneak stuff in the movie, but nobody could get. Everyone got caught. They would have birds fucking in the background or whatever. So I ended up rigging the muscles of the cat's asshole to just pulse the whole movie. So you don't really see it all the time, but they never caught it. So
isn't that funny? It's just a team of people all trying to get things in like fast.
This kind of sort of sabotage it a little bit.
Well, you spend weeks. Like when you do a commercial that's like let's say like so the Mucinex character, there's the shadow because you have to make like a person shadow. That person shadow has like a fucking 15-inch cock, like huge. And the thing is, that's a 15-second commercial. You spend 3 months on it, 2 months on it. You spend a long time on 15 seconds. You hate those 15 seconds. So you start doing little things. And
anything
your
you can
brain
to get
starts,
back at those 15 seconds.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. So I ended up becoming the people who I questioned who were those people when I was a little kid. And it was my teacher who like that day, like opened the world for me. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be cool. Even now I sneak dicks in everything I do here. So fuck it.
That's good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
The last overrated, underrated topic, it's we always save the best for last. That's the most important. Everything comes down to this one. So overrated or underrated pork roll?
Yo, you know what? I'm gonna be disappointing on this one in a way. But I am gonna say that first off, fuck Central Jersey. There is no Central Jersey. There's only North and South. So anybody from Jersey right now, they're listening, they're going to hate me, but you can suck a dick. There's only North and South. And then there's the pork roll and Taylor ham. And I believe it's pork roll is north and Taylor ham is south. But I grew up like right on the river to New York, and most of my childhood I spent in New York City. So for me, it's bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, toasted salt, pepper, ketchup. So I'll go pork roll only to support the north. It's not Taylor ham. Taylor ham's south, right? Yeah. Anyway, I support the north.
Okay.
But
historically, that's usually been the right side to go with. So.
Yeah, pretty like there's no. So I tried to bring this up in the conversation. There was no central U.S. in the fucking Civil War, right? And then I found out that there was supposed to be one, but they never did it. And I was like, yeah, so fuck it. There's no Central Jersey. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the pork roll because that's the North, baby, and I am very heavy in North Jersey, and South Jersey can suck a dick.
All right, good stuff. So underrated on the pork roll.
Yeah, it's always underrated.
Okay.
So if it's the South version, if it's the Taylor ham, that's overrated.
Good news, Frank. Looks like you passed.
Oh, really? Yes.
With flying colors.
Oh man.
No,
sweet.
We're excited to get you on. This was really cool. I would say, almost more a message for everyone listening. Go check out Lift Evil. Like Frank is a really cool, really, true dude, really honest and a good guy. Like we would seriously recommend supporting his company. And we don't look at this as a thing. It's like, we're not out there trying to get everyone to support Massenomics and only Massenomics. We always want people to support all the other brands that are cool and are doing other cool stuff.
You can take pride in knowing that Frank is probably the only guy in the entire industry that designs his own stuff, prints his own stuff, ships his own stuff, fulfills it, does all of it. You got to be probably the only person that does that, Frank.
I appreciate it, guys, and I fucks with you guys heavy. So, like, I'm all for like. I hate brands that do not work with other brands, man. I don't understand that like they're just so secluded. I'm like, why? You guys are awesome fucking dudes, and it's fucking a blast to always hang out with you guys. So why not, man? Fuck that.
Absolutely. So specifically, is there's still our collab tees you got at least as of now? People could hop on and order them. Still, they're in black and red both, right?
Yeah, I printed a good amount of those, so I have those in the black and the red. I think the shorts on your guys' end are all gone, right?
There's
we're down there.
There's like some mediums left, pretty much is about it. So
that's fucking wild.
Yeah, you can't beat the Lift Evil shorts,
dude. I'm so happy I did that. Like, when my buddy was literally like, "You're gonna piss these people off so bad."
Oh no!
I was like,
it was amazing.
I was like, I have to do this. I have to do this.
We still have those here. They're in the vault with the other.
We actually need to do something with those now. That
I remember I said that you guys should like give it away. It's fuck that. You should frame it and have fun with it.
See, that's getting tough. Like over the years, we've accumulated all these things. It's like I don't know if we really want to give this away, but it's like, but at the same time, what if we
just start to get so much?
Yeah, we just
stuff
get all this good stuff too. Yeah,
dude, I know my warehouse is full of junk. Junk.
Yeah,
so much shit. So.
But no, this was great, Frank. We appreciate you coming on, and we
thank you for having me, man.
Always look forward to the cool stuff you're doing, and
maybe we'll get lucky and run into you at the Arnold or something.
Yep,
I'll probably be there. You'll see me talking mad shit.
Excellent.
Getting in trouble.
We'll be right in our area. I think is Obsidian Ammonia, Go Strong, The Strength Co.
And I think Jared took my booth.
Yep, he's like right around the corner from us there too, so that'll be perfect.
I love that fucking spot.
I think actually, you're right. I didn't hear you. Yeah, he is in your spot.
Yep.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Nah,
that's
cool.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, it's a nice spot, except for when they give out the free samples of the fucking protein bar next to you, and the line wraps around you, and then
like, get out of here.
Nobody can go to. Yeah, man, fuck you. I wanted to kick people from under the table and shit.
Yeah,
or like, I'm gonna get a zapper next time I do that. Like, fuck out of
an
here.
airsoft gun or something. Just back.
Oh my god, yeah, just shoot them in their fucking small calf motherfucking legs. But I'll definitely see you guys hopefully at the Arnold, and I will not be jealous. But if you need a boost, babe, you can count on me.
We're gonna
All
pencil
right.
you in right now.
Yep.
Boost, baby, right there.
All right, perfect. See
Thanks
you,
a lot, Frank.
All right, man. Enjoy, guys. Thank you so much.
All
See ya.
right, see ya. What do you give him?
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
The double.
You got the double cool beans.
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. Tanner, have you read all your ads?
I
already got one left
Got
over
one left. Should I do it?
Go
to
nuts.
him?
Go crazy. I got to pull mine up. Still.
All right. I'm going to tell everyone about Hybrid Performance Method. I'm just trying to decide what specifically I want to talk to you about. I'm going to talk to you about their training and strength coach app. The Hybrid Strength Coach app is here, and it is stacked with the most popular hybrid training programs, coaching videos, exercise demonstrations, and instructional images to ensure your technique is on point. I guess the point being here, it's kind of an all-encompassing app. It's got it all in there, all in one. They've got world-class training programs. There's some different ones to choose from. They're designed by the greatest minds in strength and delivered straight to your mobile device. The Hybrid Strength Coach app sets a new standard for the industry, providing a streamlined platform for athletes of all backgrounds and putting the power of the strongest team in your hands. The Hybrid Strength Coach programs include access to program-specific private Discord communities. We know a thing or two about private Discord communities.
Oh, yes, we do.
So in there, you get live access to real-time feedback from the hybrid coaches. I'm going to assume that Discord community is just as active as ours, and they put a lot into the hybrid training and strength coach app. So I think you're going to feel like you're getting your bang for your buck there in a way that you can ensure you get even more bang for your buck. Discount code MASS. It'll save you 5% off of that membership. So for the entire lifetime of that membership, actually. It's a great deal.
Great deal.
So thank you, Hybrid Performance Method.
Thank you.
It was a great interview with Frank, I think.
Yeah. You know,
talking to other people in the biz.
Makes you realize that we haven't actually talked to him in person. I kind of forgot we had him on. I don't even remember what episode that was, but yeah, he was on for a few minutes then.
Yep.
But haven't really got to talk to him since the Arnold.
Frank is the kind of guy, though, such a good, is almost like the would give you the shirt off of his back kind of guy, where it's like, forget about me. How can I help you?
Yeah,
you know, that's what he's like. So legitimately go support him if you're ever interested in buying something. He's one of those companies I always recommend people if you like some of the stuff, I would encourage you to support him, just because he's, from my point of view, he's just like a really good guy. So I like seeing his stuff do well.
Yep. Absolutely.
In the text too of the single space, double space, do you know it's called the white flowing rivers?
The river.
Yeah. And that's not necessarily an exclusive thing to the spacing of the sentences, but I think maybe it can help contribute to it. But it's almost like the font, or the certain fonts maybe bring out more of the flowing rivers.
Yeah.
What's
It depends
the story on that?
Well, because where you get it bad is when people start hitting justify things, when it tries to square things up, and it'll pull things apart differently to make them stay from a visual standpoint blockish, instead of having that ragged right that you typically find.
Right.
A lot of times when you
Makes
do that,
sense.
it starts to build these bigger gaps in. That's when you typically find the worst offenders on that. But yeah, the river is a thing. The ragged right is also a thing, because when you keep things ragged right, it gives your eye, and things aren't even, so it lets your eye find the next line better. Then you also have orphans and widows.
So when it's not even, you can find the next line.
Yeah, when it's not even, you can.
So
find
the ragged right is not a bad thing.
No, ragged right's usually a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And then you have your orphans and widows, and I actually forget I believe the orphan is when it's on its own. When you were turned down and there's just one word on its own line alone, it just looks bad,
Yeah.
That's the orphan. And then the widow, I'm pretty sure the widow is when you return and it goes up to the top of a page and it's on its own, or a top of a column all by itself. So those are all things that you want to try to avoid too, little typography things.
More typography next week on the. I want to see how many weeks we can continue to
we
bring
could go
up,
on and on and on. There's all types of knowing the letter, the counter, the ascender, the descender. There's all types of things.
What about calligraphy?
Calligraphy? That's also a part of it too. I don't really know much about calligraphy, but there's There's a lot of moving pieces to type.
Handwriting, I think, is a lost art.
I
these days,
would
isn't
agree
it?
with you
Yeah.
there, actually.
Guilty as charged over here.
Yep.
What about cursive writing? That's something we've never talked
Yeah,
about. I used to, like, somewhere. I think up through high school, I exclusively used cursive writing, and somewhere about the time of college starting, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, for me, it was somewhere around high school. Later on in high school is when I kind of went from like a cursive whatever.
Was not
like,
everyone using like everyone I went to school with used cursive handwriting?
Well, they made you do it, and then after a while, I think you're like, well, this actually doesn't make sense a lot of the time. And then you look at anyone else's handwriting that's not in school, and you're like, oh yeah, no one else really does this to this extent. I feel like I don't know.
But I literally exclusively used cursive handwriting for for
for several years.
Yeah.
For many years it did, for sure.
Why is there two different things here? Like the more I'm thinking about it, why is
well,
there?
it's also funny now because just how little I actually write ever, like actually write with it.
Right.
You know, everything.
Yeah, that in general is
Like
the lost art.
if I'm taking notes, like I want a computer because I can write so much faster
and you can always read it,
and it's legible, and I can put so much more stuff down. Like if you need to sketch something out, yeah, a notebook is still the best thing to like get an idea out fast. But as far as like taking notes for information, God, you cannot beat a keyboard. You know, it's just that's how I am, at least.
Yeah. No, so are they still teaching kids cursive writing?
I would assume.
I actually should check with my fourth grader and
go right to the
because
source.
by then you would.
I'm pretty sure
that, weren't you?
I'm pretty sure.
But he doesn't write in cursive. You know,
so maybe they don't do it anymore. I don't know.
Because I think by like the end of grade school, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I thought didn't you start cursive in like 3rd grade or something, or 2nd grade?
Why I demand to know why is there even the two? Like, why would they have been teaching you both? Like, what is the point?
Yeah, it's kind of funny to think about. Well, and also like this is like, isn't that how people draw or write for like drafting? Isn't this? You know what I'm talking about?
Like the
style of all caps like that?
That could be.
I always thought that's what people did.
Yeah.
Like that was an actual thing you were taught. I'm just going to look here.
That could be. See, that really looks good.
Because I've known multiple people that have that exact same handwriting.
Right.
Here we go.
I feel like it would take me so long to write this note just the way he wrote this there.
Like there's just whole thing, architectural and drafting lettering.
Yeah.
It's that all cap. And also, now that I say it, I totally forget. My dad writes like that. Everything is all caps. It's just the first letter is the tallest cap, and all the letters after that are also in caps.
So it's like you're screaming everything.
Well,
we have people at work that send their emails in all caps.
But I don't get that vibe looking at that.
No, I know. But when someone does it in an email, you're like, there's people at work that have it set, like they type everything. Old people.
Yes.
That do that. And I'm like, you don't write emails to people in all caps. That means something, people.
Oh, God.
Like there's meaning to that.
Yeah, people that just do not get it at all.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't write, like you just sent a paragraph in all caps.
It's like, oh, you're a liability to be on a computer. Literally. Someone's going to hack us because of you. Yeah, it's how architects write like that. I don't know why it is, but I kind of get why it is, but I don't get how other people have acquired the style over time.
There's a look to it.
There is. It looks cool.
It does. Looks a lot better than my shitty old handwriting. Also, just like note taking. Do you remember learning all the not just take notes, but where it was like Roman numerals, then capital letters, then lowercase letters, and then numbers.
Okay.
I don't know. Is the hierarchy? I think Roman numerals is the you would start with the Roman numeral, and then I think it's capital letters, so then it would be A.
Yeah.
And then below that, I think it's either numbers or lowercase letters, or lowercase letters and then numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep,
the
for
steps.
like an outline kind of.
And like literally note taking. We had classes on like, this is how you take proper, like,
I kind of
by the book notes. Mm-hmm. There is like the by the book notes, and I think that's the.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that until right now, actually.
Like, it's not just like, make sure to take notes. It's like, no, this is Section 1, point A, you know?
Yeah, man, I forgot about. I'm just realizing how many things I forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing, like, is the by the book, the rules to taking the.
Yep, numerals and letters.
Right. And there's probably some other things to it that I don't remember, but I specifically remember that tier of the, the sections or the subsections and the subdivisions.
Well, your career's clearly suffering because
A
you
lost
don't.
art, note taking.
Yeah, your career's clearly hurting because of that, Tanner. That's what's stopping you from going to the next level. This episode is also brought to you by Spud Inc. and the Ring of Fire bands.
Oh, little Johnny Cash.
The
All
Ring
right.
of Fire band is a utility tool for prepping and warming up the lower body or upper body for training.
Okay, I
it
like
can be
it.
used for some supportive work with hips and legs, along also as a cue to develop better motor skills and reactions in various training exercises.
Do you have a picture of that?
Oh, do I? It's a booty band.
Yeah, I've been using those pretty extensively in my training. I would like.
As there is nothing new under the sun, this tool comes in handy for many other uses you can imagine. With a 3-pack, you get small, large, and XL. Order yours
some.
today.
Yeah.
You might say, how much does a 3-pack cost?
Actually, I literally want to know right now how.
I'm going to tell you.
How much?
$34.99. Very economical.
I might pencil that out later. A little pencil paper
I
like
think
full
if
on
you
note
pencil
style.
it out, you'll be surprised.
No, I think I'm actually going to realize I can't afford not to buy
Yep.
it. Like it would be costing me money to not purchase that at $34.90.
It would. They recently had bow ties on sale. And
I
your
saw
photo
that.
was used extensively.
I
in
saw
the-
that, and it's funny. It wasn't until like the third time I saw it, because I saw it in the email, and then I saw like Donnie or someone posted online,
Yep,
and then
Spud
like the
had in their
third time I
story a
saw
bunch.
it, I'm like, wait.
Yeah,
that's me. Like honestly, it was the third time, and I'm like, I keep seeing this picture, and then I looked at it, I'm like, wait, that's me.
And it's funny because I took that picture and I hardly even remember it even.
Right. It's such whenever you see the Spud Ink bow tie, like sales imagery, and there's a picture, it's on somebody's back. It's me.
Mm-hmm. It's me.
Me.
I think we can all see ourselves in that picture, Tanner.
I'd like to think everyone here at Massenomics can see a little bit of themselves in that picture.
That bow tie picture.
Yeah. It's more the pictures from the front that are scary, where I don't have a beard at all. The short hair.
That's
no
what we
beard.
say. That's not me. No one sees themselves in that picture.
No.
Everyone sees themselves in the picture from the
You
back.
notice they don't use that picture. Like, let's do the one where you can't see his face.
We're trying to sell these things, not scare people.
Not frighten children. Well, should we bring this one?
I think
Well,
we should.
We've been up at 10,000 feet for quite a while here today. I think it's time we bring it down. Yeah.
There it is. Yep.
Oh, I got that funny feeling in my stomach there for a second.
Okay.
Like, I'm not afraid of planes. It just feels a little funny.
Wait, is it supposed to do that? Just can't wait to stand as soon as this thing touches down.
Stand for 10, 15 minutes without moving.
With my ass in everyone's face.
Literally like face level inches away from
Yeah.
a stranger's face.
Yep.
Like,
how I
thanks,
do.
dude, for standing like that. Be like, yes, race to get your bags out from up there too. Like, hurry, quick.
Gots to.
I'm just thankful that lady can stop going by and like smashing into my leg and arm that's hanging over the side. Be like, geez, are you purposely banging into me at this point?
It's a vendetta.
V for Vendetta. Now that's a movie.
that is an actual movie. It's a real life movie.
It kind of has a little bit of a cult following, doesn't
It
it?
does. I'd actually wouldn't mind watching that again. It's been a very long time since I've seen that thing.
Was that a thing you did? It's been a very, because he does, you say word
Oh,
with the V.
yeah, with the
It's
V,
been a
he does,
very,
doesn't he?
very
Yeah, I forgot about
long
that
time.
part too. Wow.
I don't know. You like strings together a whole
Yeah.
sentence where all the words start with V.
Victory, Vinny, very.
That's it. Quoted the movie. Buy our stuff. We still, there might be a couple Lift Evil shorts left. Probably not really. But we did come out with the Raise Hell Lift Heavy tee. That has been very popular, but we had a lot of those to begin with, so we still have decent stock of that. So get a Raise Hell Lift Heavy tee, and watch out for this week. Hopefully the Drink Spotter will be back. So if you've been missed out on Drink Spotter the first time, or need a second or a third or a fourth or a 10th one in one guy's case, now this week hopefully it's going to be your chance to get in on
Basically, everyone needs to order from this order again.
that. Yeah, and if you're wondering,
no one is the exception.
it
here.
is. They are again made out of the 12 gauge stainless steel that you've come to know and love. Still, of course, we haven't lowered our standards. Still made in America. Did I cover the 12 gauge stainless steel?
12 gauge stainless steel.
Made in America. Drink spot
Safety is no accident.
Safety. Yeah, the safety part of it is the other big key there. Safety is never an accident when you have the Drink Spotter.
Yeah, I think that's all the highlights.
That's mostly it. Okay. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.